long time ago.
I think it's on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Nilidhani umetapikwa mtu wangu.
No, so I was
Ulizaliwa.
nilihatch kutoka kwa mti.
Kamla kizao.
I'm out. I'm out here on fire kama Tamid.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dimori, how you doing?
What's up, family?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's great to be back. It's been a while.
Mhm.
A few weeks.
Umekuwa wapi?
Around. Trying to survive.
Takes off jacket.
Trying to survive.
Yeah.
So it's great to be back.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bonge.
Mhm.
Yes, we're going to have a good conversation, I hope.
Yeah, very good conversation around safety and other things. So how have you been though? Unakaa umekauka lips bana. Hata mate hakuna.
Kubaya.
Ni kubaya.
Nisaidie ni moja.
And officially there's only one light-skinned person on this panel as of today. Lakini umenotice amekuwa mred.
Niko red. Mimi lipstick.
Hey, how you been, Katie?
Well, I'm grateful.
Yeah?
12 months, no cocomelon inside me.
Huh? You survived.
I survived.
You hacked it.
I did.
Yeah?
I'm grateful.
You've been careful.
I've been not careful.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful. Kamlesh.
Ni Mungu.
Ni Mungu.
But don't
Siku
worry.
zombo tote.
you know, when we were in Coast, I learned what this is called in Swahili.
Yeah.
It's called kidakatonge.
Oh my god.
You know, like
This
that.
one?
Yeah.
Adam Sepo?
Yeah, inaitwa kidakatonge.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
that's
at least
that's
you
my new
learned
vocabulary.
something.
Plus other things.
I learned bad things. For me all the time I was asking what alikuwa ambia just bad names. I'm like,
Bad
I
names.
can't talk about them here.
Yeah.
But really bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huko watu wako usai, especially with the language. And then the way they have no chill about it.
Yeah.
Like they mention the real names. You know, like who learned a certain name on our panel and always talking about it with the, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shmani, how you been? You seem lively.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Mi niko sawa. Karate in life.
Yeah.
Naona hapo hivyo tisho yako mbaya manze, niko unaenda judo siku hizi. Yeah?
Venye inafaa.
God damn, how you been?
I'm good. You? How are you? You being melanin.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm trying to Africanize.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm finally accepting myself.
But it's really good. I'm
Maliza
feeling.
free trial.
I know. Free trial is out.
Na sinunui.
Free trial imeisha ya ngozi.
Bwana.
We are now back. But I'm good, Kamlesh. I
Yeah.
can't complain.
Yeah?
It's been amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing, man. To everybody that has not had any holiday moment this December, we apologize. We are rejuvenated and ready to tackle life.
Umekuwaje?
Umekuwa aje? You know, I had to post ile photo yao ilikuwa wapi. You know, like with their feet.
Yeah.
Check it. My feet were sandy white. Zako hapo hivyo ziko na vumbi ya Syokimau.
I know, it's crazy.
We are not the same. But anyway, I'm happy.
Yeah.
It's December. How many days till the new year? 11?
Yeah, 11, a few days to Christmas.
No, till the new year. 11.
I know Christmas is on Monday.
11. Yeah, it's 11.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So a new year for you to try get that cocomelon.
Eh?
You
11 days
survived
workout.
360 something.
Tano
days.
tena. Tano
Tano
tena.
tena. God damn.
Too early.
Eh?
It's too early.
A new year, just 11.
I'm still children. Me at
How have the roads been to you lately?
The roads have
man?
not been good for
Yeah.
me. I can remember the roads to Mombasa.
Okay.
And the roads to Mombasa were not easy. I don't know where we were at, but tuliambiwa.
Manyani.
I don't know, but there was
After
part,
Mtituande ni Manyani and then Voi.
the worst part we were told, here is where we have animals. Wild animals. So what I remember, what I know is where we stopped at, there were wild animals. That is what I can say. And I do remember the next time we were sleeping on the floor of the car, of the
Bus.
of the bus,
Hey.
and it was because it was stands. You sleep on me, asleep on you. You know,
But
like
not like that.
not like that, like
Yeah.
on, you know, on my lap.
Not like that still. At your lap.
Yes, you're on my lap.
Aye.
Literally sleeping, not the other way. So
Okay.
it was a good experience.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah, it was giving Zimbabwe.
Now you think Zimbabwe is a good experience.
I mean, at least we are Kenyans, we experience
But
Zimbabwe.
you know,
vibes.
this is not even the first time I'm experiencing this
Okay.
while traveling.
Yeah, the problem.
You're
No,
the-
sometime back
Yeah.
when we were coming from Tanzania to Kenya, we also experienced the same. We bought tickets and we actually bought expensive than the others. And after now we got to the bus station where we are supposed to be picked. We found that our seats are occupied
By who?
by people who
Other
have
people who had
already
bought it
who have
again.
already paid for that seat. And you have the receipt, they have the receipt.
Why?
yeah.
So we had to sit like on the floor, but Joby got a seat first, and I remember I sat on the floor up to Arusha.
From where to where?
From Dar to Arusha, my nigga.
Ebu miss me. You shall refund my money.
My friend. So from Dar to Arusha. And then at that point I decided, hey, enough is enough, okay? I'm going to sit anybody who alights, I'm
Yeah.
going to sit wherever.
Wherever.
So I sat and
Guy.
the people were coming to chase me.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, you're seated on my seat. I have a receipt.
I have paid
I don't
like you.
care the number, I have a receipt.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many people came asking for that seat?
How many?
5. And they all have receipts.
Yeah. So your issue was
Overbooking.
not even you.
I
It's the
told them,
problem.
hey, go ask the conductor, I also have a receipt. Let me see your receipt. No, I have a receipt. Go and ask the conductor, because you know my receipt is not that number. They'll tell me you're seated on my seat. But hey, go ask the conductor. I've sat on the floor enough. It's enough. Imagine from Dar to Arusha.
Dang.
How many hours? But and then they were soothing me with oranges. Shika dadangu.
Vitamin C.
Shika dadangu.
Usichoke.
Na unajua nimeka wapi?
Yeah.
Pale kwa two stairs to kupanda.
You know, I have a very good understanding of where you are seated, because I have been right there.
You've been there.
I have been right there. I have tried to sleep while on the stairs.
I slept, imagine.
I did not. I nearly headbutted
In that
Joby.
bus we even had mutungis. You are sitting on mutungis.
Nako kwa basi.
Even conductors were telling people, "Wewe umekaa sana. Pe huyu."
Ay! No, thou shall not happen. Yeah.
Safety.
Road safety.
Anybody
Stay
you have
safe.
paid.
Wait,
But
where
you don't want
is
to
the-
be left behind. You have paid, but you don't want to be left.
Can't they put you in another bus?
There are no other buses. Like in Itamid, it's only one bus that goes at night and in the morning. So if you're left by the one that goes in the morning, maybe at
Evening.
night, and in the evening also remember the bus is fully booked.
Damn.
Hizo haziendangi zikiwa empty.
Hmm?
Yeah, I remember our guy was telling us hakuna gari, there is no other vehicle mpaka 9 a.m. and it's like 1 or 12. I'm like,
No,
No,
it was
he
2
actually said
a.m.
mpango wa Mungu.
Nimba.
What? He said that.
Did he say
God's
that?
plans.
I mean,
Oh my god.
I
He said
didn't.
labda
You
mjana apate
know,
accident,
I
ile
remember
mpango
the
wa Mungu.
first. I remember the part we got bitter with that guy.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I called him names.
Yeah.
You know what he said?
What?
Ati, this bus is fully backed on the boot. We have to leave your luggages.
What? With who?
With the other bus, when ikitengenezwa, ati
Zitakam.
zitakam.
Miss me.
Yeah.
Where was I? I wasn't witnessing all these things.
You were, it looks like you were enjoying.
Oh yeah, I'm always having a good
You
time.
were adventuring.
Sir, unachiki when they were saying kuna wanyama nje.
Yeah.
I was the wanyama, me I was outside.
We tuliambiwa kuna
Tuliambiwa kuna
wanyama.
mnatoka naona ni nyasi na shanga wanyama wagani.
But you know you're African, right?
Yeah.
Wanyama hawezi kuattack. Huh?
Yeah,
No, Africans. Unakuja, when the lion comes, it knows your name. You're like, oh man, I used to know your grandfather. My grandfather was also part of the man-eating lions.
so we are family.
We are family. You know, because you know my people back then used to traverse that region all the time.
Yeah.
So I have heritage on those grounds.
Yeah.
They could not attack me. But yeah, Katie,
Yes,
that was a good experience.
it was.
Yeah.
It was.
At least basi haikuchomeka.
At least hatukuchomeka.
You know.
Bora tulifika. Hiyo safari ilikuwa bora kufika.
Bora kufika.
Bora kufika.
Dimoro, but how have you been, bana?
We suffered. Before how we suffered with Joby.
Yeah. Where?
We were interchanging on who will stretch the leg.
This time is me, the other time is somebody pulling.
God damn.
We suffered. And the driver was drunk.
And you guys,
What?
no, the driver was
No,
our
alikuwa
driver was
Kajin.
not. It was Jabba.
Was it the conductor? Nani ndo alikuwa mlevi? One of them.
Donda.
Oh.
Yeah, the driver was.
Dere alikuwa
because we
kajinga.
sat- And you guys sat by the door. How was it?
No, Dimore sat.
I sat next to Joby. We suffered.
Not by the door.
Where did you sit?
No,
On the
I was
back?
at the
There
door.
were some people on the stairs though.
Us. We
It
were
was
those
them with
people.
HR.
Oh.
Si ndio tulikuwa madonda.
Yeah.
I swear, karibu nianzange mbao mbao.
I don't know if you remember that Donda saying
Yeah.
this guy is gonna cause an accident. There's a time we were saying
Yeah.
that the dere is
Sinaambia
gonna cause
dere
an
alikuwa mlevi.
accident.
He was
You remember
high.
when he was
Yeah.
driving
The
fast?
dere that was old.
Akishuka nani
Mm.
He was high.
He was
He
very
was
drunk.
high.
Alishika kwa
Yes.
gari
Because he was
staggering.
even staggering. Yes, he
Wallah.
was
No, was
high.
drunk.
He was high.
The one for the first bus.
The
or
No,
second
the
second
bus that we went with to
Oh,
Mombasa
the one that
finally.
was going quick. The
Yeah.
one that was fast.
Yeah.
Yes, that one was high.
No, he wasn't drunk. He was very drunk.
Very, very
Very
drunk.
drunk.
Yeah. But also with our first driver, we were actually making good time.
That
He
was
was
a
slow.
good bus.
He was super.
We were, yeah, but we were making good time. Tungefika on time. Afadhali, I get there in one piece.
Yeah.
But nifike niangalie dere wa basi na hata hizi simama na mguu moja. You know how lucky we are, because as we talk about road safety, this is a very big factor. Drunk driving.
Exactly.
How many souls were on that bus?
Well,
Lots. More than
more than
64.
50.
Because the bus is 64.
No.
64 seater.
It's a 64. Then there was
64
us.
plus us. It's a 64
So we
seater
were almost
plus
70
us.
something souls
Yes.
on that bus.
is a 64 seater.
Yeah.
Yes.
For real?
Ni kama ya shule ya high school.
You get?
Yeah.
I imagine.
Might even be 72.
Yeah,
you
might
don't know.
even be more.
Might be 72.
How many? How many Joby?
30 something.
30.
No.
Not 30, 40 something.
No,
I'm
might
saying-
be 34. I was the last seat and I was 33.
Oh,
so it's
so it's a
34.
30-something seat.
Yeah.
It's
It's a 30 something.
yeah, and
But 33 tulikuwa hapo katikati.
No, I was seat 33 and I was seat 39. It's a 40 seater.
40
But that's
It's
because
43.
they have spaced their seats.
I bet it's 43.
43?
Yeah, we can't have a
Okay.
30 bus seater.
Okay, cause at the end of it, those are still too many souls to
Exactly.
to
Plus
put under
all
the care of
us
one
in
drunk
the
person.
middle. Yeah.
You know, one drunk person could have caused how many funerals?
And you know when we were there, he was telling me, oh, wewe umekasirika hapo sana. Because we actually were mad at him and he was telling us, oh, are you guys okay that now that we are in Mombasa and you guys were really mad so much? I'm like, what?
Now imagine if we hadn't actually reached safely. You know, those are some of the things that trouble me personally. Okay?
Yeah.
That's why if I drink, either Nubi
Yeah.
or Uber,
Yeah.
I am not driving.
Yeah.
Because I've seen what it does. You get?
Yeah.
And the fact that we reached safely, any mungu tu.
Yeah.
You get? But all in all, shout out to Derek. He's in the building. Yeah, man, we are back. Welcome to Tubonga. This is the Black Hole 5. But Dimori, yeah? After kuteseka kunja vigu. How was your experience on the road?
On the road it was bad.
Mhm.
Let us not talk about on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but coming back it was a good experience.
Yeah, you were seated
Better, yeah, it was better.
by self.
By self.
Uh-huh.
Actually, the highest is 57 seater. So that one was 43.
Okay, 43 seater. Okay, those are still too many souls.
And it's plus us on the floor.
You know,
Yeah.
But-
so si ndio tungekuwa kwanza.
But that is the norm right now, you know, with carrying excess passengers, especially right now during the festive season, you know.
Mhm.
They want to carry excess and they still want to hurry because the driver wants to get to Nairobi and take another trip back
Mhm.
Yeah.
because he's paid according to the number of trips they take. So
Really?
I guess.
It's not like a monthly thing, like umeandika
No,
kazi
for
mshahara
the
yako ni-
no, for the sacco it's monthly.
Don't
Yeah.
For those people who work like easy coach, it's monthly. But
Yeah.
for those who work like hizi za kwenda tao, like nganya
Then what
or
is the hurry for?
you know, they in a hurry because they want to go and chill.
They want
'Cause
to
they-
get
Yeah.
I actually thought they were paid according to the
No.
number of
For
goods.
the-
That's
for the-
why they are.
But for
Okay.
the ones like work in town, they go in a hurry because anajua
Na come sako.
yeah, they'll take that trip, come back, and because the owner of the car is expecting a certain amount. Once the other amount has reached, the excess amount belongs to them personally. So they try as much as possible to
Wamalize
have a
skodi za
lot of
wenyewe.
wamalize skodi za
For
wenyewe
the
so that
much
they
poor
can
ones
get-
and the ones who are paid monthly, then speeding up is a stupid thing. to do.
Yeah.
Very.
It is.
Also showing up drunk.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like those companies
long trip.
should make sure. No, but still, you should.
It's over.
It's a long trip, but for the driver is not.
It's not because
Yeah.
he's busy.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
guys, we were even lucky we didn't get to any way bridge. You
We
know
did.
what?
We did.
Do you know what they do when they
we
we get?
got to a way bridge.
We go to a way.
Okay, so
Yeah, I
you
remember.
know,
I remember them complaining.
They-
You umefuata nani?
Yeah.
Ungeenda
They
hivi.
took away.
Oh,
Yeah.
so some time back when we went to Tanzania and we got into a way bridge and we were so many of us, we were overcrowded in the bus. They tell you to sleep on the floor
What?
because we have officers
Uh-huh.
and maybe get out of the bus, watakuchukua pale mbele.
It happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Hadi
It's
mzigo unashuka na mzigo yako kwanza. Ama bag za watu kadhaa.
And then you
that is
hike,
how-
you
and-
go pandia
yeah,
pale mbele.
And that is how some luggages get lost
Yeah.
on their way because we kama sema mimi nimeacha bag yangu imeingizwa but we got into a way bridge. On the way we have to drop some people because the cages are too many,
Yeah.
you know, and kuna officer pale hivyo. So you don't want to be found on the wrong side. So you have to like remove some bags on the bus what that boot and then watu pia watoke ama wengine walale chini ndio wasionekane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But Joby, you've been quiet. How was your trip?
Nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on.
Or what should I say?
Come
It
on.
was nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Eh, kunja miguu.
It was adventurous.
Yeah. What's the most memorable thing you remember about Kuenda? Like not getting there, just the Kuenda perspective.
I slept.
Yeah, because that's what I remember about you. Like for the first half of the journey.
I really slept. It was
Yeah.
comfortable for me.
Yeah.
Before it getting chaotic, of course.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we got there safe. So that's what is important.
You know what I wanted to complain about? I actually still do.
Mm-hmm.
The minute tulifika Mtito is when I started sleeping. So I barely slept
Yeah, the whole time.
before shenanigans began.
Yeah, you was outside.
I was outside. You know.
Yeah, I was
And-
like, I wish naweza kufungisha mdogo tu nilale. I really wanted you to keep quiet so I can sleep, but I'm like, let me just sleep. But I know you're there.
Me I was outside. Kwanza venye mlinichukua kwa barabara.
Yeah.
Me I was already outside. Me I was celebrating December. No, it was a very big December for me.
Yeah.
On that particular night,
Yeah.
especially, I was like, calm for who?
I know.
For instance,
For who?
let's say we traveled by train. Imagine now how adventurous that would be.
Only 4 hours. Not really.
Not
It
really.
would be.
What will you see?
What did you see?
Forest.
Forest.
But again, even in the train, it's still at night, so there's nothing to see.
No, but it's 4 hours.
I
Do you know why?
Do
Chini ya maji I like the bus. It's the long journey.
the experience.
The 8 hours.
Yeah.
The fact that when we were coming back, we got into that bus at 9 and nilitoka kwa hiyo bus 6:30. I was like, what? But shout out to them. Those seats are comfortable. At least I
Yeah.
didn't have
The
to.
chargers work, the air conditioners
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
It was a good one. I
It
didn't
was a
have to
good one,
cheek
but
out. You know, like changing cheeks. I was comfortable.
I really wish they didn't have the leather seats though,
Why?
because I was sweating.
Hey, leather seats are not comfortable.
I was literally on shorts, so my whole thigh is all water.
Was sweaty.
Yeah, but if you wore like a trouser or something, you'd really enjoy it. It was a good one coming back though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the experience of going, of course, It's one of a kind. I mean, if you
But
go,
can't
if you
really
go, what?
blame them though, because that was a mechanical problem.
No, you
Happens
blame
to
them.
every
You
driver.
blame them.
them.
Demore.
Demore.
What
Let
I-
me
what-
tell you.
Listen, what I blame them for
Not
is how they
blaming another
handled
bus,
it.
yeah.
Okay, but the bus breaking down,
That's-
I do not blame
yeah.
them.
But
But
what
how do you
guys,
handle it?
It's not normal. Let me tell you
Have you ever
something.
driven for a long distance?
Let me tell you something.
Tell us
This-
something.
this-
Answer
no,
that first. What
I've
is the
never.
longest
I've
you ever
no,
driven?
I've never,
Then you
and
can't
I've not.
understand.
Let me tell. I can. You know why?
You've been a passenger.
Okay. No, I've been a passenger, and I know about cars.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. You know
Mechanic Katie.
some of these cars.
Yeah.
Honestly, these cars they are supposed to be going for servicing.
Oh,
True.
but you can service a car right here, and by the time it reaches Naivasha, it breaks down.
Breaks
Just
down.
like that.
You would know the problem.
Yeah, you know the problem, but it's already
Yes,
broken
you.
down.
No, you would know the problem before you start the car. I swear, you would know.
A
Akuna.
passenger would say that.
Passenger will
No,
say that. Totally,
you
totally.
guys.
Yo, listen.
No,
Listen.
that's a lie.
It's not like gari
No.
itakwambia ati my engine is hurting. No, it is
You
not
know
like
what happens with these engines? What they do is they overheat.
Actually, it was not an engine problem. I don't think it was.
Yeah.
I think something broke and it had to
With
be
the gears or
replaced.
something.
Yeah, and it had to be replaced because the engine was
Labda
okay. You
uniambie
can hear
breki
engine problems.
imekatika.
And let me
That
tell you,
is
let me tell you,
unreal.
you know the distance from Nairobi to Mombasa is about 400 and something kilometers.
Okay.
That is a long distance.
It is.
That is a very long distance.
Yeah.
You need to understand that.
So
Yeah,
mechanical
I do
issues.
understand, but let me.
So I also agree with Harmless.
Yeah.
The problem was how they handled
The
break-
situation, the breakdown.
For real.
Because
But let me tell you, don't you mean that like so what you guys are talking about is servicing is not important?
it is
no,
important.
it is important.
Because however much you
but
service,
still-
you'll still get problems.
Now we are saying you can still service it and it breaks down still.
Okay.
Like
But
that's
you
normal
can,
in
did-
fact.
but you
Get
can
the right
also,
service.
but you can also service and avoid
Let me bring it home.
the necessary.
Do you
trouble.
do you eat healthy?
Yes, I do.
Do you take care of yourself?
Yes, I do.
From time to time, do you get sick?
Yes, I do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No matter how well you take care of yourself,
Mhm.
you still break down.
Yeah.
So you can take that car or that bus for servicing.
Yeah.
And it inaweza kuwa imetoka service saa hii
Yeah.
and it breaks down the same day.
Yeah,
I remember
makes
there was
sense.
I have this aunt that lives in Yatta Plateau,
Yeah.
and yo, that place is far. It's not about the distance; it's about the bad roads.
Yeah.
Okay, so gari imetoka service that weekend,
Mhm.
4-wheel. Okay, so really going up those hills and whatever's, but bado ili overheat tu
Yeah,
bado.
yeah.
Bado ilikuwa na mashida and imetoka to service because the road is unpredictable. You might
You
find
might
that
service it fully and then
Yeah.
10 kilometers later you step you step on a nail.
Mhm.
You get a tire.
That's acceptable. Puncture is acceptable,
And a
and
lot of other
overheating.
Then there's a lot of
But-
things, Katie. There's a lot of
No.
things that you should actually understand.
you get me my problem.
Labda
My
hata
problem with them
break
was
katika ni
the
acceptable, but some of these things.
my problem with them is how they've done is the minute it broke down,
Yeah.
angeingia hata kwa hizi trailers zinaenda Mtito, they never charged them.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
And it would have,
driver.
yes,
Okay.
angeenda Mtito, come with, because there was an empty bus in Mtito.
Okay,
Come with another bus and load us, and
Yeah.
we continue with the journey.
Okay.
Watch somebody there to come
But
take.
you were saying the bus comes at 9 a.m. because
No.
nakumbuka kituambia
Alikuwa
the
anatuzia
next
uongo.
car
Yeah, from Nairobi.
alikuwa anasema eti gari next yenye itakuja iwabebe wote, the next car that will carry all of you is coming at 9. So if you have, because this is his words, if you are in a hurry,
You can go and
ingia kwa
jump.
hizo
Their
basi
handling was
zingine.
very
You know, it was
Very
very
poor
bad. It
handling.
was really, really bad, and that is something, of course, we would call upon these circles, because
And shout out to the messenger. I think HR was onto something with those people. Alisema, because it was on a Friday, right?
Yeah.
He was like, si wako na form Tito.
for real.
Na wamekaa hivi wakaona kufika isha
Really?
break down. No, because they were acting like we were inconveniencing them by asking them.
walituongelesha ufala
Yeah.
though.
So HR said, these people.
Waliacha basi hapo akarudi Mtito.
Does
Might
it
be.
make sense? No.
You never know.
No, they work for a company.
Unaweza pata hata hiyo area sasa wanaenda wanachukua kanduthi wanaendea tumdenge wana have a party ndani hiyo basi kabla mechanic apulo.
That is your thought, Kamla.
You know,
That is what you can do.
Hey,
And I
kabisa, party
I was
time.
actually telling you.
That is something.
Very fun in the middle of nowhere with like 6 random chicks and by myself.
I was actually telling you this on that day, you know.
Yeah.
With these long distance buses,
Yeah.
breaking down is inevitable once
Yup.
in a while. So I was
Yup.
telling you what these companies should do is invest in a mechanic.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
mechanic on the
If
road.
Well,
the
they are
Donda
traveling.
should be a
Yeah.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Okay, so that if anything breaks down, the way lorries do it,
Yeah.
lorries have turn boys.
Yeah.
Turn boys always know how to make the
Have a
lorry.
toolbox.
Yeah, and they have
Toolbox.
toolboxes and everything, but they are turn boys because they take turns with the driver
Yeah.
to drive over these long distances.
Yeah.
But they have
Knowledge.
mechanical skills that they can repair on the fly and just keep moving.
It makes sense because even on our way to coming back to Nairobi,
Mhm.
there was like a mechanic they carried. I don't know if you guys remember. We dropped some tukapata gari mesimama. There was like a stranded bus of Mashpoa, and that guy nikasikia naambiwa fundi we shuka, and he had all the tools.
Yeah.
So he was going to operate on the
Mhm.
car that was actually spoiled,
Broken
on the road,
down.
or broken
Yeah.
down
And
on
these
the road.
companies actually make millions. Like they can afford to pay 50,000 a month for mechanics.
So
Yeah,
wait,
but they
wait.
do
Let's
also.
calculate. A ticket is 2,000,
Yeah.
right? So 2,000 bob for a ticket. How many? 43. That is 86,000
86,000.
per bus.
Yeah.
How many buses leave?
Yeah.
The fuel, I'll
730
give fuel a
is
maximum of
730.
So
24,000.
24,000.
Maximum.
Okay? So you're
Per bus.
making
Yeah, fuel. I've given it the
Full tank.
maximum.
24,000.
Because for a 4-seater, it will probably use something like
1,500.
1,500 mpaka tao.
What?
It will cost something like
1,500.
9,000,
Yeah.
10,000
Yeah.
for a normal
Full tank.
4-seater.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get to coast if you're driving actually, oh, but Ruto is in.
7,000-8,000.
With Ruto
Yeah,
in, before we
For a 4-seater, but
Yeah,
remember
for-
we are in a 43.
That's why we
seater.
gave it
24.
24,000.
So before when we drive to Costo, for like Anoa, we do this is pre Ruto,
Mhm.
pre Ruto. Yeah, good times. Back when KICC was still a national treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd put like Angataya like 5,000
Yeah.
and we'd get there.
Okay.
You get?
Yeah.
But so
That's
20
for 1,500 cc.
yeah. So 24,000. What is 86 minus 24? So you're making
About
good money.
60,000
Yeah.
per
So
trip.
yeah, about 60 bands. So
And they
you
have
have
like
a
how
day.
many trips?
Twice a day. That one
No,
bus will
not
do 2 trips a
2
day.
trips
right?
a day
Yeah.
That's 120,000.
per
Exactly.
day from one bus.
So they have like, because we're gonna scare, they have 7:30, 8:30,
Yeah.
9:30, 9.
No, they actually had a 9:15,
9:30,
9:30,
exactly.
9:45.
Every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes.
So in the morning, kuna 7 a.m.,
Yeah.
7:15,
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
They are always
So let's
on
say
the
it's
road.
like 8 in the morning, 8 in the evening.
And then
That's a
it's
lot of-
two
I
and
can
fro,
assure
two
you
and
they
fro.
make millions per day.
Yeah.
Millions per day because if one bus is bringing them 120,000,
120,000.
the driver is paid a maximum of 2,000 and they got 60,000.
Yeah.
I can that's
Donda kule kathate.
kadhaa hiyo ni
Yeah.
3K. Wamebaki na about 115,000 in profit a bus
Yeah.
every 15 minutes and they still can't afford a mechanic.
It's crazy.
Hey, look, man. Wanafa, they should hire me to be Camless. But anyway, Job, you've been really quiet. What are your thoughts on the current issues that we are facing on the road with NTSA coming out and saying that they're putting what do they say? Speed cameras and
See,
whatever.
they've always been there.
No,
Those ones that hide in the bushes.
no, now they're bringing them in the
Unasikianga gari
city.
fulani sijui inaonekana.
You know that happened to us. Unajuanga za ukitoka Nakuru ukienda na LD.
Yeah.
So you know those ones.
Yeah.
So I'm coming from LD. So I didn't know those speed cameras pale ziko.
Wanajificha kwa bushes.
Yo, mimi
Panda juu ya
nimekakanyaga. I am flying. Nafika Nakuru naona tu wewe. And then they're showing me, look at your speeds. Look at your speeds. I'm like, God damn. You know, I had to do the African thing.
Yeah.
Be corrupt.
Hey, it's called the African thing.
African lingo.
It's we tunaelewana, mbona ukae njaa? You know, but what is your perspective, especially with them bringing in these speed cameras into Nairobi?
Well, first and foremost, alcohol is back, so I don't know why people are drinking and driving.
Ask
I mean,
our driver.
aren't you scared of paying the fee?
They have the
Number
money.
one.
Ain't you scared of dying?
Exactly. Alcohol being actually back, I believe actually that should caution people much more.
Mhm.
Drink safely.
Mhm.
Don't drink and drive actually.
Mm-hmm.
And it being a festive season, watu wasikiangi, unajua. Aki watu wasikiangi. Actually, this is the time people don't even pay attention. Niyo usini advice at all.
Usini advice. Usini
Don't
advice.
even try. But I believe if the laws that you're claiming of speed cameras do work, that
Mhm.
should be number one goal and should be taken very serious.
Mhm.
And it should be actually be able to save a lot of lives. Like, you know, where people should be cautioned about speeding on the road.
Yeah.
And again, alcohol. You know, if you're drunk, I believe it's actually you should be arrested.
Yeah.
That's why drinking and driving.
Man.
Ndai kesho.
But
Yeah,
and,
that's
and,
my
to,
thought.
and
And just a minute.
Yeah.
The other thing that I would blame for a lot of accidents in Kenya, deaths, not accident, deaths, is the quality of the vehicles we import. You know, if you look at our
Yeah.
PSVs, most of them cannot be used in any other place apart from Africa. Like,
Yep.
the material used to make them, for example, the common 14-seater, it's called a Hiace, if I'm not wrong.
mm-hmm.
That is a vehicle that cannot be used anywhere else. It cannot pass any crash test anywhere. Like a
Wow.
bump and inagongana hivi
They
kiasi
actually
imeisha.
dumped where they are made.
Yeah, so this 14 seater, sometimes even the impact is not that big, but
Yeah.
the material used to make, like they are just made for Africa
Yeah.
poorly. So if you look at it that way, then that's the reason why you find a 14 seater will have an accident, 12 people will die.
Also
It's
look at the
intentional.
roads.
It's intentional.
They're trying to kill us.
Yeah, it sounds intentional.
But why does our government allow such vehicles to come in? Because those vehicles are unroadworthy.
Because it's made not
They cannot be used anywhere else.
But
they have
some
not
boy-
passed any crash test
Some
anywhere.
boy just imported a 70-something million Rolls Royce.
Oh yeah, the guy from the car, whatever.
Yeah,
Ah
man.
man, that man is living life. Shout out to him.
Samvoi Ruto.
You.
You can actually dent. You see,
That is the full name.
Yeah,
Samvoi
yeah.
Ruto.
Samvoi, yeah.
you see for
And I got
example
some
in that
boy,
Yeah.
Ruto. Yeah.
an example in that Hiace, you can dent it with a fist. Like ukipiga ngumi na dent.
Unajua venye nikiflexia demu.
Yeah,
Unaweza flexia demu na wambia unajua venye mimi ni
Umetengenezwa
mbaya.
na PVC.
Ati PVC.
Like
I've seen such
PVC
cars.
literally.
Wallahi.
Yeah, so imagine a vehicle that you can dent with a fist carrying you.
That is tricky. That is very, very. And talking about December,
You're making me
1824
caution myself.
has been shut down.
1824.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
This is not even the first time we're talking about 1824.
No, but
This
this
is a political issue.
so
I
from
believe.
somebody mwenye amepita hiyo barabara tu saa hii, everything is outside.
Yeah, I've
Like,
seen people carrying
everything
chairs
is
and they're
outside.
carrying them home. Watu wanapeleka viti home.
that is.
But you guys look at it from this angle, because I reported this week on Monday about Quiver, you know, and there's also 1824 now.
But all quivers are ugly.
No,
No.
listen.
Very.
I've been to the one on Thika
Look.
Road.
Which one?
The one on Thika Road.
It looks.
The original one.
The main one. Of course, it's old because it's
We have
been there.
Kitengela one, it's a
No,
new one.
the
That
on
one is a
Mombasa
hall.
Road.
We even
That is
have
a
one in
hall.
Kilimani.
That look
Na ya Islando na ni mpya.
halls.
Mombasa Road.
Look, there are halls, especially at Kitengela.
Yeah.
Man, it looks ugly.
You know, the problem is Quiver has been there for minutes.
Why are you so
Like,
sad?
it's one of the
No, because
oldest clubs.
they'll tell you like this is one of the best experiences to club for in Nairobi, and that's how they sell themselves.
Yeah.
And then you have Nigerians coming to make fun of us that some of our best clubs zinakaa mahall.
But you know,
Which is
because
true.
listen,
And a
what
big club,
Niger-
one club
no,
is
what
rather fisa.
what Nigerians expect, and I do agree, what Nigerians expect is different.
Yeah.
Unajua, because when you look at even clubs that Nigerians hang out in, the
But players
254
use generators, so they
is
shouldn't be.
ni huko majuu. But
We are headed there.
ni uptown clubs, you know,
Yeah.
like B Club, XX Millionaires, and
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
places we're
look
trying to
at
be.
Quiver first and foremost being one of the oldest clubs in the 254.
No
First clubs,
way.
yeah. It's one of the fastest. It's been there for a minute.
For like 5 years or
For
something.
like 5 years,
No.
man. Kani.
Yeah.
Yo. Quiver ni ya juzi.
But listen, it's
Quiver
been,
na LA
it's
did the
been-
same thing.
It's been making numbers though, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
like tuseme Quiver ndo quick match ya club.
True. Even the branding perspective.
Exactly what I mean. Because if you have, because they have really good marketing strategy, you
Yeah.
know, and because ukisikia Quiver, like, I want to go.
Yeah.
But when you go there, you'll get a different experience. But me, first time I went to Quiver, I really had a good time, and I can't complain
It's
about
not like
it.
I don't have a good
So
time.
what is the problem is, and I feel like the reason as why these clubs are being shut down,
Yeah.
it's not about, you know, the business. I think it's a personal or rather political
course.
issue
Of
that is
course.
happening, because you can't be saying, because I had Robert Alai, if I'm not wrong, confirm his name, he's saying that Quiver launch is a base of ratchetness, and it actually has a immorality
Alikataliwa
and-
na nani?
Sikia, na it has brought a lot of negative impact to the society, mostly the one that has been happened in
Kilimanjaro.
Eastlands. No,
Oh,
in Eastlands. So it's like the one in Eastlands is actually bringing a problem, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, you talk about Quiver, I've been in Quiver, there's nothing exaggerated. In fact, it's so boring if we look at it on the, you know, main layman's language. But let us look at clubs that have stripper clubs or clubs that have, you know,
Lidos.
let us not even talk about that. The other time we were talking about easy.
110.
Tulikuwa tunaangalia easy. Is this even the salons that have aftermath services?
Good.
You know,
good salon,
stuff
good
like
salon.
that. So if you're
No,
talking about
Nosy.
immorality, then we are not supposed to be coming for you calling
Post
Quiver.
shaving services.
But Alai
Quiver.
raised a very good point though.
Which
You
point?
know, he's a stupid man, but he said something. He said
About
he
what?
was complaining of Nairobi having a club every 1 kilometer and only 2 libraries.
I know, he said 28 libraries in the
Two,
whole.
he said two.
But
Yeah.
it's true.
But a club after every
Read it out.
But again, look at it from this perspective, Dimore. I'm 18, right? I'm recognized
Go read a
by
book.
the governor, by the government. So you can't come and tell me.
go read a book.
I mean, I don't want to. I have all the money to come and spend outside, and this is why people are saying, "Oh, Sijia Luta," and I keep saying it is not you are the problem or Siji the business, because I am legit. I am actually identified by the government. It is me problem. Mindio, I decide I want to go drink every day. I want to create fracas. What I wanted Eli to say is, say there's a noise pollution that affects actually, but we have clubs that are soundproof. Ukienda club, the other time we were at this club in Mombasa, it's called Volumes. It was empty though. But before you got
Didn't have volume.
Sonko's, yeah, before Sonko's club, the first club we went at in Mombasa, it was so empty. It's called Volumes.
Like empty. You guys, I'm not joking. We had no people drinking in there. It was only workers.
Yeah.
It was empty. Like
Yeah.
empty.
Najua ni vizuri kusafisha beat. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at this club in
Maybe everybody was in the kitchen.
We googled and we were like, man, this is one of the
Biggest.
biggest. It has been hyped, and everybody keeps saying if you go to Mombasa, make sure you visit Volumes. And I remember the previous night we were online, so we asked people, can you suggest
You should
a
have gone
good
to
place?
Bamburi. People were outside.
So listen, no, we went to Bamburi after
People
that.
outside.
We went to Bamburi after that. So when we got there, outside before even you can tell that it's a designated place. Like you don't even hear noise. Like literally, you're like, is this club even having a volume? Like, does it even have the sound? And then you get
That's
in.
volume.
Yes, that's volume. Then you hear when you get in. Of course, it's empty, but the sound is quality. You know, it's
Yeah.
just that. I don't
It's
know.
empty.
It's empty, yeah. It's soundproof. You know, you don't
That
hear
should be
noise.
embraced in Nairobi.
Exactly, and I'm
but
like,
people in Nairobi are stupid. See, we had a club somewhere that the owner,
alikuwa anatumia headphones.
no, someone complained that the club was making too much noise, so the owner suggested that I soundproof your home. I'll come soundproof.
Imagine.
That
Yeah,
was
you
in the
don't
news.
remember.
It was
I
Trevor.
remember.
It was Trevor.
No, Trevor.
Yeah.
Umbija.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
So why
Unasikia, let me come sound
but you know that is a crazy
Instead,
person.
they are soundproof club.
But
Maybe I'll
listen,
take that offer.
I know, right?
Especially soundproof my bedroom.
Yeah. So it's good to actually have soundproof places because the place we were at, we didn't. We went to Mtwapa. We didn't go to Bamburi. We went to Mtwapa later, but it was good. The sound was good and everything. But what
It was not empty.
no, it was
Yeah,
really
it
full.
was
It was
full.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's all about
Yacht.
it's all about not him talking about the morality of the society because the society is already spoiled. It's not the clubs that is bringing the effect because if you are talking about people destroying the morality of the society, then there are more effects than talking about quiver, than talking about clubs, than talking the Kamlesh, the society is already moral. Ain't it?
You see the fact that you allow Vera Sidika to post photos of herself twerking.
Exactly, that is not
The
something
fact
to
that
do
you
with the
allow
clubs.
you allow your daughters to do club COVID. The fact that you allow people to do all these immoral things
Exactly.
right on social media. And then you come out and say, where Kamlesh is trying to have a good time,
Exactly, it's the
should
problem.
be shut down.
Doesn't make
That does not
sense.
work. And by the way,
Exactly.
Mimi nimecatch about 1824.
You guys, you should understand that what is happening in 1824
Okay.
is not even about immorality and everything. This club has been fought for quite some long time.
Exactly.
Mm.
We have had people, especially politicians,
Yeah.
fighting this club to be
Who owns
closed.
1824?
It is owned by some young guy who works.
50,000.
Yes. The reason
From where?
for the closure of the club is because the reason, actually the main
Unverified
reason.
information though. Everything is unverified.
No, I got this from a very reliable source.
Okay.
So, the reason for the closure of the club, it's not because of immorality, it's not because of the noise. The reason is they are saying that the owner of the club, they don't get where he gets his money.
People are coming to party. 18 is always full.
No, but this guy earns 55,000 a month. Where did he
Yeah,
get the money to
the
establish
source
that?
of money or the source of income to fund such club is questionable. That is the reason of the closure of the club. And this guy works at he's a county what? He's
Clerk.
some small guy in the county. Yeah.
Can't I be ambitious?
Yeah, and I'm also wondering, hata mtu akikuwa rich ni vibaya.
What? They do
it-
not want young men to have
No, but
wealth.
let's not embrace
No,
mediocre.
it's okay,
It's
Dimore.
not possible.
No, it's not possible.
It's
That
not.
is what
What
you
if-
think.
what
What
if
if
I
I
got
saved?
investors?
No, what if I
So what?
saved when I was young?
Hawataki kujulikana.
Unajua kuna watu saizi wako na nini bank account na ni mtoto wako 5 years ako na pesa mingi kuliko.
You don't remember why
Then
Tito's
don't ever
daughter?
complain about corruption because
That
if we
is not
crack that-
corruption. You guys,
Must
you should work towards knowing where he gets his money or now
No, but
how
we know.
he is
We know.
able.
We know.
Now that is the reason
Let
of
me
the closure of the
Let me
club.
give an
Imagine.
example.
Okay.
Let me give an example. I have, and because I do believe somebody wants 50,000. If you save for like a year, and you do your good mathematics, you can actually open a
Someone
small.
who earns 50,000
Yes.
can save a maximum of 20. Less
Yes,
than 20.
listen. It depends. K. It depends. Not K.
Yeah.
It
You're that
depends.
light skin nowadays.
It depends, Dimore. You can even use 20,000 and save 30. Let's just say maybe you're saving 20K, right? You have 100K by the end of 10 months, right?
Yeah.
Or 5 months, you have 100,000, right? In the next 10 months, you have 200,000. So in 1 year, right, you have 200,000 savings, right? So with 200,000, you can. I'm giving my thought. You open a
Yeah,
wines.
wines and spirits
Wines,
container.
right? Right? You open a wines and spirit. Uchape wines 5 years, all right, and it's really doing good. Do you know there is a possibility you can open
Book
a
now.
club?
But-
And then wait,
Mhm.
once you open the club, it works. Maybe it didn't start from 18. It started from a small club.
wines.
It saves money. Saves money. People think it's the white collar job that is at is the one that is actually maybe
It's a
financing.
beautiful
And I
theory you have.
even
It's very
have a
beautiful.
problem
It's
with
very
you
beautiful.
guys
I hope
to
that's
think.
what happens.
You even have a problem to think that this guy has only one source of income.
Exactly.
Mnadhani yo-
Maybe ako na ng'ombe.
Yeah, no, you guys, you don't even know. You know, the reason of the
But
closure.
hypothetically speaking, we do know.
No, Kamlesh. You know, the reason of the closure of the club is because people don't know where he gets his money.
That's the
Okay?
problem.
But you guys, you have not investigated to know if this guy has other sources of
But
income.
you're not sure if they didn't do that. You know, they just don't wake up and close your club.
No, there are people who want to wake up.
Mko
and
na
close
wivu
your
huku
things.
Nairobi. Watu
The
wakipata
people.
pesa ni shida.
Hey,
This
sir.
guy-
Let me never hear you
Ah,
talk about. Let me
ah.
never hear you talk
Huku
about.
Nairobi,
Huku
mnyawivu.
Nairobi mna wivu. You know, this guy is a hustler.
You can't be talking
He
about
didn't
the
steal
government should
anybody's
end
money.
corruption.
Mulisikia kibia nani kibeti.
And when it goes for people who are corrupt, you start defending them.
Yes.
People are actually
Okay.
corrupt.
I am very
I am
sure.
not sure. Let the
No,
government
listen,
decide.
listen. Let me tell you the
Let the
truth.
court decide.
And we can sit here and talk semantics,
Yeah.
but this is what we are sure about. There's a
And
lot of
also
corruption.
reason.
There's a lot of corruption in City Hall.
Yeah.
How many kanjos do we have that own properties worth millions,
Yeah.
yet ako 32k?
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
because, do you know why?
There
It's
is that
because
25-year-old guy that actually in Migori County mwenye alipatikana na millions and millions of money
There was
in the
that
account. You
traffic
remember?
traffic officer who was found with
county
about
guy.
50 million in
Yeah.
savings.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Bado
you wonder.
utasema
So
akona ng'ombe.
you
But
see,
why would people believe?
no,
it's only
validate,
that-
show us.
that
No,
reason?
Show us.
no, show us.
18
The
is
thing
doing
is,
good.
no, but show us
18.
how you started
Kuna
it.
wivu. Some talking
Show us how you
live
started
hapa
it,
hivi
and this is how
Yeah.
you hear in the US that what are you talking about? Nini?
Stop defending crooks.
Exactly. What is the
Let
US?
them show us this is what I did. Earn the money this way,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
go treat this.
It's in court though.
Because once the taxpayer comes to tax you,
Yeah.
okay, and you can't show, like in your account you have this amount of money, but you can't show how it got there.
Yeah.
That's why even if today's money you got 50 million in your account,
Manifestation.
your bank
Will be frozen.
will your bank account
How
number
you do?
one. See, I'm
Yes,
telling
it
you
will.
facts what banks do. If you got a lot of money at once,
Yeah.
first of all they you can't access it.
Yeah.
They call you.
Yeah.
They verify the contracts that you whatever as in they ask you, okay, and then once you do that, now the money is at your disposal.
Yeah.
That is what banks do.
Exactly.
Hata
So-
umeenda mbali M-Pesa, if you do bulk withdrawals,
Yeah,
they'll freeze your account and call you.
like where's it to 70k.
Lakini at the end of the day, this is a political fight.
We get it.
Yeah.
But still, it's a
Because-
corruption fight.
Yeah, it's a corruption fight and a political
the
fight
problem
because
with
this is
Kenya.
not even the first time
We are
are seeing
defending
the
a
corruption.
corrupt individual, all
Yeah,
for the
they
sake of
always come out with
hypothetically
He
speaking.
might be corrupt, but remember, he might.
He
He's
is.
probably he's
not
corrupt,
sure.
and we're not sure about the whole information.
Maybe as an uncle.
Yeah.
This is the problem
no.
with Africa. Watapata, they'll arrest someone and people will start saying Ruto is targeting Kalenjins,
Ruto is targeting young businessmen.
young businessmen.
Yeah.
Si hata hatuna shida na hiyo.
That's
You
what
guys, don't you remember some time back hii club ilifungwa? Na nani alifanya ifungwe?
Politician.
No, Sakaja.
Yaani pali alikuwa anakunywa time ya corona ndio
I
anataka
know.
kufunga.
Ameupgrade.
Come on. And speaking of Sakaja,
Yeah.
fun fact, Sakaja is one of 9 governors that have used 100% of the funds they were given on salaries
And travel.
and travel.
Yeah.
Nothing development.
Oh yeah, Nairobi is doing really bad.
No,
Is
but
Nairobi,
it-
partying,
Is
we
it
have
zero?
time.
it's development. Partying is not. I don't know.
Aluta.
I don't know why you guys keep saying. And one thing I really want to stand for is let's
So
say.
let me
let's say
let me
by
read the statement
okay,
real
yeah.
quick. Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja is among some 9 county chiefs listed by the Controller of Budget.
Okay.
This is not a hypothesis.
Yeah, budget.
Who spent all funds released to them in paying salaries and recurring expenses, and no shilling in development and growth programs for a quarter period that ended September 2023.
Exactly.
The 8 others are Wavinya Ndeti Machakos,
Oh
Of
my
course,
God.
of course.
okay, Gideon Mungaro Kilifi, Sicily Mbarie Embu, Ahmed Abdullahi Wajir, Jonathan Lelelit in Samburu, Simon Kachapin in West Pokot, Jeremiah Lomorukai in Turkana, and Eric Mutai in Kericho.
It's so sad because one thing I noticed about all that is we are talking about the northern region.
The places
First
that
and
need the
foremost,
development.
The places that need development first and foremost. We keep crying about drought. We keep crying about famine, famine and all that stuff. And you find Najulizanga, and I keep asking every day, how was your MCA? These people they go vote, like literally they
But I
choose
blame
these
them.
people. You know, and each and every day you'd wake up that day, you've been hungry the whole of the year, you haven't eaten for the first 5 years. Because even if you look at them on videos, I've not been on the northern part.
It's beautiful as hell.
They're not
Yeah.
fit.
Malnourished.
They're really
Very
bad.
fit.
You know, they're really bad. And you see these people, I keep asking, you guys go and vote. And then you look at these people, and I keep saying, money is allocated each and every year
County.
for development in each county. Hata kama upatani, and I
But
keep
the
saying,
develop is legal.
Eastleigh is not in Nairobi. Eastleigh is
Then
not
this one
in North.
leaders develop is
It's so sad because there are places where they were elected and people
No, that
were
is so
actually-
true. You know how many malls they build in
and
this
petrol
city?
I
stations.
know.
Who are-
own.
Everything.
But
so
Sakaja
sad.
opened a feeding program of which civilians are paying for.
That is not a development. We want
Yeah.
to see roads. We want look at Nairobi.
Na alipewa pia pesa.
So this brother
From
spent
some
176 million
Yeah.
on domestic travel.
And also paying
Domestic
salary.
Wait.
traveling.
Domestic travel.
100.
Hapa tu Kenya.
Nairobi.
Sherehe.
But anyway,
So
Johnny,
hospitality.
as we go to the comments on TikTok real quick.
I see Polyamorous in the building. He says, hi, how are you, my people?
Yeah.
We're fine. And I also see he says, capitalism is what broke morality, not clubs. And I also
True.
say that
Yeah.
that is ridiculous because they don't know where his money is from.
Mhm.
And who cares where he got the money from.
Exactly.
I also see DJ Emmanuel says, Saseni Nyeri iko live.
Kapsa. Yeah. Tapo tap. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kanu is the worst performing governor personally. Look at the drainage in Nairobi town.
Msanii.
Mi nasikiaga
Hey.
vibaya cause I'm
Snakey.
I really vibe
Akikusmailia
for
unamjenga
Liverpool.
boat. Akismailia demu yako unawachwa.
Sisi mkonja but ndio Nyashinski anapata.
Aya
Man.
kwende. I really
So,
vow for
and as we talk the Nairobi festival is still ongoing ama imeisha.
Ilisha.
Imeisha
Ilisha
over the
Sato,
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, so we got to see some amazing
So hizo ni
performances.
development za msana.
Siamkulipia. Siamkulipia ticket mna complain nini?
Tunataka stima.
Nataka
Hatutaki
drainage
concert.
iache.
You know.
Kunuka.
And
Mimi mnyamaze nikiwaletea Nyashinski mnanyamaza.
tunanyash.
Lakini anatupima though.
Mbaya.
Anatupima. Look at this guy. There's nothing he has done and you find him on vlogs.
Where's
On
money?
vlogs.
Kitambo mlikuwa mnanunua tiko ya Naifest how much?
I've
Sakaji is
never
the
gone to
type
Nile
of
Fest, so he
Sakaji
has
is the
not
type
helped
of
me.
governor kuambia DM for prices. I
Na
know.
unasikia venye unaona venye Sakaja is all over. Like hakuna wiki utapita usikie Sakaja aja trend pahali. So you're like, maybe he's
Sakaja
doing
jana hata
something.
nilimuona akipeana chakula ya Christmas.
No, but you know it's PR.
Yeah.
It's what the
Amelala
former
watu
Machakos
sana.
governor used to do. Okay, what was his name? The Mutua guy.
Yeah.
That guy was
Ezekiel.
Alfred.
Alfred Mutua, yeah.
Yo, that man had you thinking Machakos is
But
Los
ilikuwa
Angeles.
safi.
Wapi, safi, wapi. Okay?
Yeah.
Machakos was one of the most expensive towns
Yeah.
to actually park your car. Kupark gari was near tano.
But I'm happy it's developed
Okay.
now. I saw they had a KFC. They have a KFC now. They look ahead.
Tulipita KFC.
Kwa hiyo you see fried chicken.
I know, right?
Hey, yo.
Katonzoeni fried chicken.
Katonzweni fried chicken real quick. Kakuku ukikauma vibaya kanafufuka kanateta.
But angalieni Sakaja venye ako all and about. Tunajua he's everywhere, trending all the time. Look, I
Luku.
think ame learned the art of. I do
PR.
believe PR, and PR is really good with artists. And him being an artist is really
Msanii.
unajua ame learn all that, and this is the agenda he's trying to create to people who are
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
don't know what is happening on the ground. But
Mhm.
but go to Nairobi. I was even wondering, Nairobi has been mentioned the best city in Africa. in the world, right? It was in Africa and then later in the world.
Yeah,
I'm
the,
like,
the best city to visit.
to visit, yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Ni barabara tu
I
anashinda
know,
akipiga
there's
picha.
drainage, there's drainage problems, there's unemployment.
Blame
On the ground,
voters,
people
though.
are,
You had the right there.
yeah.
You know,
You voted Sakaja.
But it
Igada is
doesn't-
someone who doesn't care about power. He will resign. As in, it's someone who's not greedy for power.
How do you know if you put
He
in that-
resigned.
no, but he resigned as the deputy governor
But
under
he does
Sonko.
that.
He left power, went like, hey, you jinga yako unafanya
Ah.
with this county, I'm not in.
But-
Went back to
but
the private
you guys,
sector.
I tell you one thing.
Yeah, but
don't
hey,
come for me.
that man might have quit kuwa governor kikuwa nguvu.
No,
Na vile
I
I'm
know,
done,
he's
I'm
always
done.
quitting
But
all
at
the
least
time.
one thing about him is he's not greedy for power.
Yeah.
He's not greedy for money.
And he comes from wealth.
Yeah.
Let me give you a story. So this time I was at the tunnel.
He
Yeah?
used to wash our
Yeah, I was at the tunnel,
Yeah,
right?
and you saw him.
No, listen, and don't, whoever is going to edit, don't edit this part.
Yeah.
So I'm at the tunnel,
Yeah.
and I'm with the girls, right?
Yeah.
We are having a good time.
Yeah.
So tuko kwa girl table, and then there's some girl amekuja on the next table. Alright, so she comes on the next table, but she's with a guy. She's with two guys.
Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
so there's one guy who has come to like vibe with us, but is behaving in a woman's type of behavior.
Mm.
So I noticed, right?
Like an extra estrogen.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
he's gay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm like, he's behaving in a weird way. So this girl comes and say, because we are dancing, we are feeling high. We are twerking, we are having the time of our life.
You
But
You
must
instead
dance
of
like this.
no, but I'm just giving a but instead of everybody, unajua when you go to a club, men always like
Yeah.
come for the ass.
Yeah,
But
like,
this guy is shaking the ass with us.
Ah.
He's like doing the exact things we do. But he said it becomes weird. No,
The tunnel
we
is
were in
dope,
the tunnel.
especially
It's
reggae.
really dope.
It's really dope.
It's really dope. It's a big club. So
Mombasa Road.
this guy,
Cement.
this woman, no, wait.
This woman.
The woman they were with,
Yeah.
she's like a really light skin, really fire. She looks good.
Mm.
So she comes and tells us, "Don't worry, my friend is gay. He's gay." So I'm like, okay. But he's vibing
So
with
now
us
it's all
in the
women.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
all women, and it's with us in the like it's the next table.
Yeah.
Then he comes and says, my boyfriend, he tells me personally, my boyfriend is vying for the governor of Nairobi. Should I leave it there? Okay. Story for another day.
Never.
Story for another
So,
day.
since it's 12 days.
So it happens like that. So I ask,
Who?
so I ask who?
Did he tell you?
Yes, he said. He's one of the two you guys were talking about.
Hey,
I'm not saying
listen,
the names though.
Listen. Live your truth.
Sorry,
Live your truth.
pass it there.
Uh,
Let them not come for me.
Shout out to Keith, he's in the building. He's asking what's the best city to visit. Mombasa, is that what you guys are saying? Nah, Keith, we were saying that Nairobi was listed as the best city to visit.
Yeah.
What happened to Katie? Did the gay guy like her and Shmani? What? What happened to Katie? Did the gay guy like her?
What?
I like Shmani is talking
What?
about. But did
Keith, you're outside.
Keith is outside. I can't
is
pick up.
outside.
Come on, type well, type well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grammar. Mhm.
Anauliza sikuwa nilikuwa wapi?
No,
Probably.
no. He's asking if the gay guy liked you.
No, it was not me and Kate. It was back then when they were
Back in
vying.
the day.
Yeah, when they were vying for governorship.
Yeah. When there was.
Yes, I actually
Shout
told
out to
I told
Miguna.
him buy us a drink because your boyfriend is rich. And
Did he?
Yes, he bought a very expensive drink for
What?
like 14,000 shillings. Yeah.
Oh, kumbe sim too is paying niggas
Yeah,
out.
he bought an expensive drink, literally.
I said shout out to Miguna because I think she's one of the best governors we have gotten.
But he alisimama alivai for Homa Bay County.
Miguna?
No, not Miguna.
Miguna vied
The former
got like 40
former
votes.
governor of
And he got how many votes? 40.
Like 40.
I remember the time Miguna was deported in slippers.
Look, that was a very embarrassing chapter in Kenya's history. Okay, at no point, in my opinion, at no point because of but pia
Because
Miguna
you know
has
why,
guts.
you know why
I
I say,
get
I
it.
say Miguna would have been the best
Miguna.
governor for us.
Why?
Yeah.
This guy does not keep prisoners. Doesn't matter whether he supports you or not, atakupasha.
Chua!
Whoever you are.
But atakupasha to get on your good side.
No.
Miguna
Miguna doesn't.
warning
No.
to Ruto that will
He's
make
warning
you
Ruto right now, and he
Shiva.
supported Ruto. By the way. He was one of the people who supported Ruto, but right now he's warning him.
But you guys look at it in the, what if he has been put in that position? Because Miguna has been yapping all this time.
No, but
He
that's
has
what you
been
need from a
against each and
politician.
everybody. But look at
But we
it.
hate sober politicians as Kenyans. That's why we will never be anything. We'll never
Who,
be elected.
who, there was this activist that broke the Golden Bag scandal and then ran away to the UK, I think. What was his name? And he also came in to vie for something, and they like, this is an activist.
Yeah.
I knew, this is when I understood that Kenya is lost
Yeah.
for a country.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Boniface Mwangi is a good
That's
person.
not an activist.
See, listen, I'm not saying he's a good person, but I bet he's better than Jaguar. Okay? I bet he could have done Sarehe better than Jaguar was doing. Jaguar alipatiana sponsorships za kuenda kufanya hairdressing. Okay? Driving. Kuenda senke. Come on. And you're an MP, and the best thing you can do for the people in your constituency ni kupatiana basari za kuenda kusoma, kupatiana massage.
Because maybe some people believe in bursaries. Aki nyawambia kuna watu.
But hata sipatiwa tu basari ya maana, basari ya kwenda kusoma CPA. Sawa.
Akili poa. Maybe alikuwa na watu wake ni watu wa.
Akili ngapi? Ndogo ndogo tu. Yeah.
But you agree with me, Kenyans hate sober.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know,
Of
Miguna was
course.
vying against Kidero.
Yeah,
Kidero who
Kidero
had
is the
just
one that was
bankrupted
saying, yeah,
Mumias. Yeah.
and we voted Kidero.
But Kidero went to vie for Home
And
Affairs
then
and
when
he lost.
Kidero against Sonko, we gave Sonko.
so
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that was better.
Not really. Not really.
At
But-
least one has PR. The other one doesn't.
No, the first one just didn't care.
One gives us
there was a governor last year who ruled the whole town.
Hey, that was a good one. Ah man, it's good to reminisce once the years come. You remember the Shebesh slap?
I know.
Where Zima. And
Unani slap.
Kidero, you slapped me. Kidero,
Slap me.
you slapped me, Kidero.
That was prime time in Kenya.
Mbaya. That is like Joe Biden falling.
Talking
You
about
know.
Sonko, when we were in Coast, somebody and the guy that the Uber guy who were together,
Yeah.
and he was saying this, it would have given Sonko
Isipokuwa ni koti.
isipokuwa ni koti, and I'm like, you guys, you'd have voted if Sonko
They were
your
saying Sonko would
governor.
have lowered.
It is Sonko
that
would have gotten it, and would have.
No,
would have-
you know
Last-
Sonko is really loved down in the coast,
I was
right?
like, you guys
Loved.
love Sonko.
He knows
Yeah.
PR.
No,
Sonko is
Sonko
loved
and-
in the coastal
I was
region.
shocked. I'm
He-
still shocked.
Do you remember when Sonko was an MP for Makadara?
Makadara.
That was the
Yeah,
first time. The
wow.
first time I saw Sonko was at that time. There was a time Mukuru, there was a
Kwanjenga.
fire, so
Yeah.
Sinai, so we were living at around that place.
Yeah.
So Sonko came, alighted his helicopter and fainted.
Fainted there.
Yeah. Akaona mtu akafaint, akarudishwa kwa helicopter. So people were like, umse amefaint, anatupenda. So he knows that Kwanjenga alikuwa anajua, like this guy knew the moment I alight from this helicopter I'm
Ja.
fainting.
It was PR.
Yeah, it was PR. It was like, whoa, and then
Because women
he
were
screamed
going
and
crazy
fainted.
over Sonko. You remember Wamama Sonko
Of
and
course.
everybody like Sonko. And I was like in Mombasa, they were like, Sonko ni mtu wetu. I'm like, what?
He knows PR.
But I love Sonko how he's real.
No, he's not.
Yeah, Sonko is so real. Ujai muona pale TikTok akichana.
Ni PR.
Identifying with the people.
With the people. So,
Yeah,
tunacheki Sonko is the type of guy unampata hapo 18 amepaka hapo hivyo zinashika tu sawa. Zinashika tu hata iko na diabukla hata kwa gari.
Siku moja tupatane Sonko.
So that's what I'm saying. Between
He's
Kidero
good
and
people.
Sonko, I'll take Sonko because they are both thieves, but one has PR. At least gives back part of the stolen money to the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sonko rescue team.
Yeah.
Still works
Sonko
today.
rescue team
Still works
works.
today.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
And
it's
it
functional
worked.
today.
Even, remember back then when he was still the governor? Hebu angalia hiyo Sonko Rescue Team ilikuwa ina make Nairobi clean.
In my perspective, where Sakaja messed up is disbanding NMS.
Oh, bad.
Yeah, that was Sakaja's biggest mess, because NMS actually really worked for Nairobi. Like, it really worked.
But they also made a lot of white elephant projects that never worked. An example being the Green Park Terminal in Uhuru Park. That's
Yeah.
something that will never work.
Listen,
Cost 10
listen,
million.
very true.
Another stage in Ngara, if you have seen
But the
it,
thing is,
never worked.
if you look at the hospitals in Nairobi, we do not have any more small dispensaries. Every dispensary is now a level 2. Everyone.
But do they work though?
Yes.
They do.
They do. They free delivery. Linda Mama still works, and all those things. And the water projects they did in Kibra, amazing. They went to all these, and then the roads during that time, all roads in Nairobi were being done by NMS. Which neighborhood in Nairobi huoni lami? I mean, hadi Embakasi huko Tasia kuna
I
lami.
know, right?
Hadi Mukuru kuna lami.
Sio ilikuwa ya nini?
No,
hivi?
no, that was NMS. NMS was doing everything, because at the time the county was being run by NMS. All the development projects, they took
The military.
exactly, and they put Nairobi to work. Matakataka akuna. You remember how clean Nairobi was?
Yeah, I do remember. Right now we're fighting drainage.
And
Right now, we
we're
are
talking
back.
of Mukuru.
Yeah.
I love the Kenyan media now.
What did they do?
It's working. It's working. You know, they had a press conference with Ruto on Sunday, and so Ruto said
Yeah.
a few things. Everything he said
Was a
they
lie.
are going to confirm. So, for example, he said that KICC made 29 million last year in profit.
Yeah.
We went there,
Yeah.
found that KICC made about 990 million.
Yeah.
In
And
profits.
in
Yeah.
profits. And then he said KICC is worth 30 billion, when in
Went
reality
there.
it's worth 6.92 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also said that Mukuru, go to Mukuru right now. It looks like Europe. They
Wow,
went
he
there.
went
It
there.
looks like it's
Ruto's Europe, here it is.
And they called it that. Ruto's Europe.
because we
I
have
love-
been to
I love-
Mukuru even this year.
It's not even Kenyan media.
Inakaa
Let's
Mukuru.
even
Just
mention it's not even
Mukuru.
Kenyan media, it's Nation.
The NMG,
Nation is working.
they're working.
Nation media.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That is journalism
Yeah.
at its core.
Exactly.
And one thing in Ilinibo about that interview is how they cuddled his stupid answers.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, call him out right there, right then. Right there, right.
But they're
Check it is not.
controlled, Kamlesh. Let us not
My
look. Let
friend.
us look
My
at
friend.
My friend.
My-
No, let us
My
look
friend.
at.
My friend.
Once you call him your friend, you're fired.
No, you
you
don't.
don't have your job in the
my,
next
my,
10
my
minutes.
friend, listen, my friend, I'm telling you, Kenya is working, my friend. But that man
He
is
was
not-
asked,
Yes,
why
my
is
friend.
the currency depreciating?
My friend, let me tell you why.
When we came into power, the G2G,
When we came into power, Uhuru had just bought the failing, my friend, he just bought the failing generators that are in JKIA.
Murkomen's
So my
just
friend,
buy-
I'm telling you,
Kenya's media has
We
to be
shall-
among one of the freest, if that is
In
the word
Africa.
in
But I don't think it's the media. I think also we have like people on the ground who just like checking stuff. Unajua, right now I don't believe the media is not it's not only the mainstream medias, you know. That, like we have that internet freedom.
Mhm.
We have a lot of blogs. We have a lot of analysts.
They actually
and
disturbed
stuff.
the government to a point that Kuria said no government advertisement will be given to Nation. Said no government institution will advertise with Nation.
it's okay.
Oh, man.
We are not trying to be bought out.
Yeah.
But talking about the media,
Yeah.
Samuel Maina,
Yeah.
shout out to him, he was the acting managing director at KBC,
Yeah.
was sacked yesterday over a fraud of 750 billion.
What?
And talking of KBC, this is outside of that.
Yeah.
Just for a minute, let's talk about privatizing.
Privatizing
KBC is about to
KBC.
be privatized,
For
right?
real? It's
Are
it's
they? No.
owned by the
Oh,
government.
it's KPC, not KBC. KBC.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of? Should we privatize? all
No!
KBC? But some of them
No.
should be.
No,
Such as-
I don't agree
I
with privatization.
Me, I
of
agree with a
Parastas.
few, not all of them.
Which
like
ones?
a-
Which ones?
Which
An
The Kenya
example
Meat
being-
Commission should be
An example
privatized.
being Postbank.
Mm.
Postbank.
Yes,
Postbank.
privatize
Every
Postbank.
day, the NTV confirmed that like every day, every morning, Post Bank is open, it makes a loss of 7 million.
Every morning.
Every morning.
Is it the management? What is the problem?
Every-
Doesn't
Nobody
work
banks
anymore.
with it.
Who even
Nobody.
sends letters anymore? But they have to pay staff, fuel vehicles, you know, and people no longer send mails and
But
letters using
Sinishida,
Post Bank.
bona waendi up to the levels of, because I do believe even if we talk about this like post banks, right?
Mhm.
Nowadays people are using
Look at
phones.
Kenya Airways. How
People are
many
not-
times have we bailed Kenya Airways out? Year in, year out, billions of
Sell
losses.
them to
even
KLM.
the other day.
We
even
bailed
just-
it, we bailed it,
even
right?
just 3 days
Yeah,
ago.
so we bail it every year, billions and billions of money. So why don't we look at those institutions that make losses consecutively and look for, let me not say privatization, look for alternative investment.
Or look for ways
The same way
that
we
they
did with
can
Safaricom.
actually, let's look for ways that they can actually make money.
Privatization.
No, I don't believe in
But
privatization
we
because
can just even end
privatization
them.
is
It is
all
like
about
KPC.
privatization is being owned by a private entity, right? Like an individual.
Kenya,
If we've seen that first and
Yeah,
foremost, KPC is not making money, right?
KPC
What-
is making money, it is Post
It is Poster, right?
KPC is Kenya Pipeline.
Okay.
Na
Okay.
poster.
Poster is Kenya Poster, it's Post Bank.
Okay, Post Bank, right? Why don't you look at on other ways that it can actually generate
Or
money?
close it
think,
down.
Or think outside the box, or use the same or build something different. I do believe in that rather than privatizing it. I do believe when you privatize it, the more, for example, these companies that you were talking about privatization, and I do disagree with you with privatizing.
I said alternative investment, like they did with Safaricom. Like they sold shares
Shares,
to
yeah.
private investors, and then the private investors will be serious.
Yeah.
They will not allow bureaucracy and a lot of money being stolen because they have invested in it, so they are going to be serious with it.
But it
Look at
depends who are
Safaricom
you
right
selling
now.
to. Who are you gonna sell to?
Of course, they are going to sell it to themselves.
No, they might be selling even to, you're looking at them selling to themselves. What if in a situation where they don't sell it to themselves, they sell it to, our own enemies, Because, let us look
Which
at,
enemies?
let us look at,
What enemies
stuff.
do we
Let
have
us
apart from Somalia?
have Chinese.
They don't even consider us enemies. We are a non-factor to those
Exactly,
people.
we sell to, that is an example.
Okay.
Like, let us look at KPLC.
Mhm.
It's one of the parastatals that is being privatized, right?
Yeah, it's like 50% privatized already, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly.
Kengen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see stuff like that. So why was it the wrong people? Stuff like that.
Yeah, and we're
where
talking
are
about
we gonna
things
where are
like
we
the
gonna
Kenya
land?
State Commission.
Yes,
I get it.
exactly, stuff like
Where
that.
mills-
Look at it from that perspective, because now we'll have somebody owning with his own rules or with his own strategies, which will not favor us, because first of all it belongs to me. I decide what is being done in my company, who is doing what, how much gets into me, to a situation where we actually owned it full time, and then right now somebody is actually controlling us.
So let me
stuff
ask you a
like
question,
that.
Shmani.
Yeah.
Let's look at Kenya Meat Commission. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's look at all these institutions, like the MWEA, whatever, all these institutions.
Yeah.
They barely function for the benefit of this country.
Okay.
Okay?
Full of corrupt.
They are corrupt.
Yeah.
All they are is a cash cow to somebody.
Yeah.
Now we take away that opportunity of corruption by making sure that
No, no. You make it even worse. You have no idea what you're talking about. Whenever you privatize something, and you put yourself in more poverty, because the people that come in and rig your country, you don't own none of it. The wealthy Europeans come in.
What if we
See,
privatize
I want
the
you guys.
counties? We give
I want you
counties.
guys. I want you guys. I want you guys to understand the statement of how they've been trying to get Venezuela back for the last
Okay.
30 years now.
Okay.
Okay, Venezuela, in a very oil-rich country, one of the richest, was really the richest country in South America. Okay, but it being the wealthiest country in South America, the indigenous people of the country never benefited from it. They stayed in abject poverty because you had private corporations that controlled and owned everything. So this is the scam that the Rothschilds do and the Rockefellers do. They care about privatization. They come in and steal the country. So what happened with Venezuela, they had a revolution. And it's funny how revolution changed things. They had a revolution in the mid-90s with Cesar Chavez. They had a revolution. And so they said, you know what? These resources should go to the people and not to these private entities that own all our resources. The companies are all privately owned, of course. So you know what? We're now going to nationalize them. And so understand what's happening in Venezuela right now. The United States government, the CIA and the Mossad, of course the same raggedy bastards that run the planet, have been trying to go and overthrow that government. Of course they tried to kill Chavez. I think they finally got him, they poisoned him. But he told the truth when they first came to kill him. He came and said, you know, the CIA came to kill me. But the people in the streets said, we'll burn everything down to the goddamn ground. We'll burn the oil fields. We'll burn the companies. We'll burn this motherfucker down to the ground. That's what the people said, because the CIA was on his private jet. Said, hey, take this poison. And so it won't look like we killed your stupid ass. But he escaped that. I think they finally poisoned him. So as the white people went down there, Joby tells you about them going to look at elections, Venezuela's got the most fairest elections on the planet. And they keep voting the same people back in because, see, in Venezuela, that money's now taken because, of course, people that run the world, they start crashing their what? Their economy, start crashing their currency. Because you know what the people were doing now that control? They were giving free housing to the people of the country. Same shit that Gaddafi was doing in Libya. They start making those resources benefit the people. Now we don't see Africa's a different situation. You guys are upset because it's corrupt, yes, but it was set up as corruption. If you have a revolution, you get rid of it. You don't give your company the private entities. That's the scam. Oh, they'll run it more efficiently. They won't. What they do is they'll up the prices on your stupid ass. Because they'll up the price on your dumb ass, and then you won't have no means of getting upset because now they're privately owned. So you protesting means absolutely nothing. You'll never change it. I own it. I don't care about you. I don't care about your protest. So this is the scam they do. A lot of countries, even Russia, had to figure that out because they came in. See, Russia's a big dog. So they came into Russia to do the same thing back in the 90s when the Soviet Union fell. They pitched the same bullshit to the Russians. You know what? We need to privatize all your companies. And so Russia was at a weakened state, so they came in, they start privatizing Russia's companies. Of course, everybody in Russia started becoming more impoverished than they were. Only thing helped Russia had a real military. So Putin was able to come in and start kicking everybody out of the country. Kick the Rothschilds out, kick everybody out of there. That's why they stopped, that's the reason why the war with Ukraine. They want to go back into Russia, break it up, destroy it, because they want those resources. Like I tell you people, Russia don't need the resources in Africa, they have their own. But they do need is your numbers, your demographic. The Russians are dying. So they know, the white man in the West knows pretty soon we're still going to be invading Russia in 30 years. Because we'll have the numbers. So Russia wants to be Africa's friend for the demographic benefits. Because if I help you, they know Africans are kind and loving. You'll come to my aid 30 years later when they warn against me again. So understand, Rudo's giving away the country. He's a puppet. You don't privatize your industries. What you do, you get the corruption out of there. Of course, you have revolution, sadly enough, but you don't privatize. See, Demore's just too young. He don't understand the world work. He's only 20. Don't understand stuff. He sees it like, oh yeah, this might work. That's propaganda. It's a lie. It never worked nowhere on the planet. In America, you have what? Private organization. See, you guys get propaganda. Most people in America are poor, starving, fucked up. Excuse my language. I'm messed up. People in America are struggling. Because you know why? Because everything is privatized. So just look at America as your template. And since you guys got the TV right there, I want you guys to go to YouTube on the TV in the studio. I want you to type this in YouTube.
So, kids, just a
say
minute.
homeless.
Just a minute.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question on. You know, when I said
Yeah, go
about,
ahead.
I said about alternative investment, and I gave a very good example of, you know, there are strategic industries such as healthcare. I didn't say about that. For example, let us look at Kenya's biggest farm right now is Safaricom, right, Kamlesh?
Yes.
Yeah, so Safaricom was making losses, a lot of losses up to until 2008.
Yeah.
Then the government decided to sell 25% shares of Safaricom to
They decided to sell it. They were told to sell it.
Yeah, so they
See,
sold.
You're naive again. You're naive again.
No,
They were told
listen,
that
listen,
technology.
listen, kid,
no,
listen.
wait.
Listen,
let me
listen.
finish. Let me finish.
I've
The
not finished
technology
my
that
question.
African made should have benefited all African people on the continent. The technology. Fuck the company. The
No.
technology that Safaricom uses also creates your M-Pesa.
Yeah.
That technology should have went to African people and been billions of dollars for Africans, but it's not.
Keith,
Tomorrow,
listen,
you know
listen,
why?
let me
Go ahead.
correct him real quick. Keith, just so you know, Safaricom didn't create M-Pesa. It bought M-Pesa. Okay? It didn't
I'm
create
just, I know. Exactly.
So let me
I'm saying, but
finish-
yeah,
let
no,
me finish my
that's what I'm
question.
saying. They were
Guys are
able to
building
buy it
lots of
out
secrets.
because the Europeans have finally got control of, have got controlling interest of Safaricom. Of course, they're going to buy the technology that now benefits them. Doesn't benefit African people. The billions of dollars now are siphoned back in the Europeans because of private partnerships that the more talk. But go ahead, I'm listening more. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so
Take your case.
let me finish my question, please. So as I was saying, after they privatized Safaricom in 2008, not privatized, they didn't privatize it. It is still government owned, 75% government owned. They only sold 25% of the shares. So right now it's among one of the biggest brands in East Africa. It even has a branch in Ethiopia. And then you look at corporations in Kenya such as the Kenya Post, that is the one that deals with post. It makes 5 million Kenya shillings in losses every day. So what do we do? Do we continue?
Wait, somebody,
Just
I
a
don't
minute,
believe
just-
you own 75% of it. Somebody pull up Safaricom ownership.
Yeah, it's
on
true,
Google
it's true.
Play. I don't believe
It's sold-
I don't believe I
it
don't
sold
believe it.
25%.
I don't believe you own it.
Okay, let me read it for you.
I don't believe it.
Let me read it
I
for you.
don't
Let me
read it,
read it
please.
for you, Keith.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so
Go
it
ahead.
says Safaricom is Kenya's last IPO to be privatized in 2008. Well, let me read it for you. It says Kenya's last privatized state-owned company in 2008 was Safaricom when it issued an IPO for 25% shares in telecommunications firm Safaricom. So they sold 25% of it,
Not all of
and it grew to become a telecommunication giant in East Africa. So what I'm saying is, let us not talk about strategic industries such as hospitals and healthcare, but industries such as Posta. Posta is not a strategic industry in Kenya. There is no need for Kenya Posta to continue costing taxpayers 5 million Kenya shillings every day. Why not sell shares from Posta or close it down? You know, it's a cash cow. People milk it every day. Same with Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways makes about, I don't know how many billions of losses every year.
Yeah.
Shmani?
5.
5 billion
Yeah.
Kenya shillings of losses every year. How does it benefit Kenyans when it is making that much loss? It is actually costing us.
Hold on. I'm City government owns 35%, 35% in Vodacom, 35% in Vodafone, and 5% in free float. What the hell is free float? 45%.
Mine,
Okay, British shareholders held by government thing. Okay, say you down 60%. That's 75 in my reading.
Safaricom is still government owned. It is still majority of the shares are owned by the government.
Yeah. That's why it gets all the government contracts when it comes to telecommunications.
And that is what made it. If you look at Safaricom, you look at its curve, it started growing in 2008.
Yeah.
After it was, some of the shares were sold.
Wow, yeah.
So
I'm
at
gonna
the end
go
of the
deep
day, we
into
still
it.
have to
Yeah.
look at some of
During
these cash cows.
2008, Safaricom continued as an aggressive growth campaign both to increase its subscriber base by launching a series of promotions and investing heavily in subscriber acquisitions and to increase
That
core
was actually
network
the
capability
Kenyans
and coverage in the rural area.
Safaricom.
I gotta go in the deeper, but I don't believe that shit that everything's always smoke and mirrors. I don't
in the
believe
public
in it.
domain, Keith. You can look at it's in the public domain. You can download the tender documents.
That don't mean shit. Not being naive, the more they just tell you stuff that's in the public domain. Everything is always a lie. I got to go deeper to find out Exactly. I'm gonna go back to the damn the stock itself. I'll find out whether Vanguard or BlackRock own that shit. I'll find out. It take me a couple days.
My question
I'll
was
come
on
back. I'll come back. Go ahead.
corporations such as Kenya Airways that makes 5 billion Kenya shillings loss every year. Corporations such as Kenya Posta. These are not strategic industries. Nobody relies on Kenya Posta in Kenya anymore. Why do we have to continue making?
Kenya who? What is it? What is it? Kenya what is it?
Kenya Posta is the institution that sends mail in Kenya. Nobody uses mail anymore, but we still finance it every year. What is the need?
Because because just in case something does happen, what if you have a cyber attack and you don't got no internet? What they've been predicting? What's the elite want to do? So how would you get communication without any internet service?
We should change the strategy instead of
Speak up.
yeah, we should. I think
Can we back in now?
we should change instead of privatization. We look at this because at the end of the day they're still important. Let us change the strategy, because I do believe the reason as to why it's going down is because of bad management or the strategy they've used that is actually making it make losses. So if you change the strategy and find a way to make money out of it or to make profit out of it, it's going to be relevant at a certain point. I do disagree with you, Dimore, when we talk about privatization.
I
Because
said alternative investment,
okay, alternative investment, but it's not privatization, ain't it?
not like 100%.
But alternative is still selling shares. But again, look at who you're selling to. That is my problem. It might land on a really bad
I
guy.
agree,
You know,
I
that
agree
is
with
my
you on that,
problem.
yeah.
That is why I really disagree with privatization totally, because you never know who is who. You might sell it to the right person at a certain point. You know, they want to sell it among each other.
Or you might find that you sold to BlackRock.
Yeah, you know, and it's not that they don't know who they're selling to. They already know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it has
You already know who they. You already know who they sell it to,
Exactly.
Shamani. You already know who they sell it to. And what happened is they take complete control of your country, and you stay in abject poverty.
Exactly. That is what I'm
understand. That's why they did it to. Perfect example is Libya. I always want to use Libya. I don't like to use Arab, but I'm going to use Libya as a test case. Now Libya's now a basket case because they now got private partnerships that you were talking about. And before Libya got invaded and destroyed, they don't like you talking about it on YouTube. They usually shut you down for telling the truth. Libya was a self-sufficient country that all that oil money, they went for the IMF. They had no World Bank loans, IMF loans, because the money that was generated from the oil was taken to the people. So the people owned everything in the country. Let me give you an example of Libya. Free health care. This is a fact. And if you couldn't afford that health care, you were giving money. If Libya didn't offer you what you needed, you were giving money by the government to fly anywhere you need to go to get those procedures done if they couldn't get to you in the country. Again, you were given a house when you got married and a siphon of money to help you benefit you and your newfound marriage. Thirdly, you were given free education from the time you were born until the highest education you could reach by your mental abilities. College, PhD, that was free. Because that was given to you again, once again, by the wealth of the country. See, privatization don't give you shit. Goes back to the cats with the small hats and the other white Europeans. So these things, they don't want these things to happen in the world because it shows you that this system is corrupt. So Libya had to be destroyed. So now Libya's got private partnerships and everybody's impoverished and crying now for Gaddafi. Got 1,000 videos of, oh, we wish we missed Gaddafi. They were told not to destroy the country. You want to practice your Arab tribal shit, help the Europeans and the cats with the small hats, destroy them now your power. This is what's happening right now in Venezuela. And I want you to know, Venezuela, they're going to go to war with Venezuela. They're not going to put bases. The Americans are going to put bases because the cats with the small hats run this place. They're going to put military base in Suleiman next to Venezuela because the land that I told Joby that they stole over 20 years ago, and Venezuela's been nice and, hey, you stole our land, Britain. We need to get our land back. They were told, sit down and shut the fuck up. Now, guess what's been found on that land? Oil. Some more oil that makes Venezuela multi-trillions of dollars. But now they're going to say that land belongs to Suriname. All right, to Suriname. All these slave fucking colonies. Venezuela, Suriname, all slave colonies. Full of African people. So guess what they did? They took the African puppets, the former slaves, who controlled Suriname. The Americans bought them out, cat to the small hat. And so now they're going to say, no, that land belongs now to Suriname, not Venezuela. So now you got the Brazilian army on the border of Venezuela and Suriname. Because there's oil found. Same shit happens in Africa. It's going to be destabilization so these people can steal the wealth that belongs to Venezuela. Because Venezuela takes that wealth, doesn't privately give it to the West, helps the people, so they're going to cause a war there. And everything I'm saying, you guys can easily type this up and say Brazilian military on the border of Venezuela. Why? Because Venezuela said, hey, this land was ours. And you can type this up in Google. They haven't hit it yet. Say, does Venezuela have a land dispute with Suriname? Suriname, the country for over 100 years, or almost 20 years now, that the British went in and just stole that land from the Venezuelans because they were getting free of Spain. And he was doing all these colonial revolutions. They were giving rid of these colonial masters, and the British came and said, nah, we keeping this land. Forget you bastards. Like white people do all over the world. Come and just steal people's shit. So, be very careful, Demore, when you're talking about privatizing your industries. Your people are corrupt, not the industries. Industries have nothing to do with corrupt. Your people are corrupt that's running them. The industries are not corrupt. Your people are. If you get good leaders in there, the industries would run correctly. Has nothing to do. If you privatize them, now you're going to be put in enslavement and poverty because everything's going to raise. Everything, all your price. You think they privatize this for your benefit? When dumbass Ruto telling you, oh, no, the rest of the world wants to privatize an investment. Why would Africa need investment when you're the wealthiest continent? Why would you need this investment?
Yeah, but Keith,
Demore
was saying it's 5 million loss. Apparently, Kenya Airways has lost a net loss widened to 21.7 million in 6 months.
21.7 million?
Yeah, billion.
Oh.
Okay,
21. Every year?
No, in half a year. Yeah, so that is
149
149 million Kenyan shillings in half year, ended in June 2023, and the last one was done in 2022, which was 9.9. So you look at 9.9 to 21 minus 9, that is closely 15
So I don't know if
billion.
you guys are getting my point.
I get, but the more I still disagree.
Listen. This is what I said. There are some industries that no longer works for us. For example, as industries that are just cash cows for leaders.
No, the more it's cash cow. What you don't
I'm not,
understand.
listen. Let me.
I get what she's saying.
Yeah.
The problem is not the industry.
It's not the industry,
I
it is
get
the
that,
people who are governing.
Not
So
the
let's
problem,
look for another strategy that
the
will
problem
actually
is the
make.
leadership
that
that
in most
purports
industries.
Exactly.
that
So why
purports
not
the
change
corruption.
it? Why not
Change the
it?
leadership,
And
don't
look-
sell the
exactly,
assets.
and look at the strategy.
Exactly.
And because at a certain point, if we sell it, you'll sell it to somebody who is going to actually. You never know who you're selling to. Like just like I told you. And it's not that they don't know; they already know, and perhaps it's already even sold. It's sold. They're just selling us for, you know.
Listen, Shimani, listen, Shimani, they know. The
Yes,
people at the
I know.
IMF, the people at the World Bank, who own these banks, the Catholic Smart, have always set Ruto ass down and gave him the Riot Act. That's how the world really works. They set his ass down. They said, they told him, we want these companies in Kenya. We want them.
Exactly.
And you're going, and that's why we put ass in power, and you're going to find a way to get us these countries. You understand that, nigga? You understand? That's the meaning of your presidency. That's what you were put there. And you're going to do it.
And that is why I say, maybe when it has already been sold, they're just letting us know because that is how it
Exactly,
works
it
in
might
Kenya.
be. That's
Because
true. That's how it works in, that's how it works in the world, Jamadi. It ain't Kenya, that's the world.
Exactly. So they tell you, I can give an example because I'm a Kenyan. This is how Kenya works for me. This is how I see it. Every time they want to tell you something, it's not that they're telling you so that they want their opinion or your opinion. They've already done it. They're just telling you so that you can know. So don't get shocked. Even when you saw stuff to do with SGR and stuff like that, it's not that they didn't. They had already done it. So they're just letting us know. So when you look at the moral, the reason as to why I'm telling you, let's look for a strategy because at the end of the day, I do agree with Cree. I do agree with Keith. Akisema, eti, what if something happens? Unajua that we run out of internet or stuff like that. Unajua, we just exactly. So we need the posters, which is very important.
As we talk about this country and our president, President William Ruto has won the 2023 African Leader of the Year award. The award by African Leadership Magazine not only celebrates individual excellence, but also highlights the collective impact of these leaders on the continent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow.
I talked about that on my show and I was like,
That's how you see that. That's how they do. They always gotta give it.
today,
That's just like the same way they gave Obama a peace prize. Obama was killing everybody left, right, and center. They gave him a peace prize.
You know.
and
what they
after
do.
that, today we received 152 million Kenyan shillings from the US government, and that is for emergency purposes.
And it's the same day that is a
152 million Kenyan shillings. Tunaweza kopa kwa bank.
I know, or we have it.
Tunaweza changa kama
Or even-
Kenya. Why
or
do we
even
need their money?
individual- or even
Harambe. Fuata
individuals-
nyayo.
Individuals have that
Bwana,
money.
tungeuliza Sonko.
Yeah.
No, hata Sakaja angetupea hiyo ya kulipa watu.
Yeah.
No, come on, man. Y'all can't be out here messing with us like that, giving us peanuts just so that we can forgo the truth and then go ahead and award. It's the audacity for me personally.
Yeah.
When this man can come on national TV and say that Kenya is doing great now, that people are not complaining.
You say that you're complaining about KICC being privatized. I'm planning to privatize Bomas of Kenya. Yeah, that is what you said. Acha kuniambia tutatoka.
But anyway, yeah, man, shout out to the president and shout out to his shenanigans. With the country being in the position that it's in, it needs you alive. So during this festive period, be very aware of the hazardous nature of travel and the road. Okay, make sure your brakes are checked. Put on your safety belt. Don't drive while drunk. Stay alive just to see. Don't be so dumb. In 11 days, you can't see a new year.
Let's talk about the roads also being not good.
Yeah.
There are these roads that are called ukienda from Nakuru to Kisumu. Kuna hiyo small road. It's called Salga, but there's a name. It's called what? Black Spot. You know,
Yeah.
and from November it's been very, very. I don't know why it happens from November.
But I
mostly.
believe there is no black spots. It's just that the way the
No,
roads are built.
there are black spots. Black spots. The roads are actually leading to black spots. I do believe there are black spots because the roads venye zimejengwa, Katie, making that space a black spot. Because
Maybe it's
when
a sharp
exactly when you look at those roads, I don't know if you guys have been, like it's very and then kuna makona, you don't even understand how it goes, you know, and
Yo.
yeah, it's very it's
Salga.
scary. Exactly, Salga.
Yo.
That's why I'm saying it's a black spot.
Yo, Salga is crazy.
It's
So
Salga is worse
crazy.
because you know those truckers from that take containers to Kampala.
Yeah.
So when they are coming back, they usually sell fuel along the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they are
Amesimama.
full tank,
Man.
they sell like half of it. So when they are coming back from Eldoret,
Yeah.
they put the trucks on neutral.
Yeah.
You know it's
Teremka
Yeah, man.
so ako tu hivi amezima
can't do nothing.
Ah.
Okay, and then there you are, you yourself, tipsy as hell, having a good December.
I know.
You know who runs into you? And then
a
those
truck that
roads,
is on neutral.
one, fully, with its full weight just coming. You should make sure that you stay safe just to keep yourself alive to achieve the things you're setting to achieve the next year.
Yeah.
Don't have such a good time. Because yeah, it's December.
Sometimes you might stay safe, but the driver is far.
No, then don't.
Report the driver.
Usiingie kwa hiyo gari ya huyo dereva.
Utajua aje kamwe.
Kama wewe
No,
wenye
if
unaenda
you're a
kupanda
Kenyan.
mata hapa hivi
Travel
utaambia
privately.
if you're a
utaambia
Kenyan.
dere shuka nione
Ah,
kama
me,
uko soba.
me, I know. Me, all these Madonnas down here, they know me. Me,
So
kwanza,
hata you want to tell me ukipata dere yako mavitu.
me always alight.
Mm.
Yeah, always. Do you know why, man? And this is why this is so important. I've lost friends to drunk driving.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a friend of mine, in Mombasa Road, alikuanga na bike, these sport bikes.
Yeah.
Man, we couldn't even do an open coffin.
Yeah.
We couldn't even go view the body.
Yeah,
It was
destroyed.
he looked like he was shredded.
And they,
Another one,
Mm.
a friend of mine, while we were in campus, she calls me, hey, namwambia uko wapi? Aniambia, yo, I'm out drinking. Right? I'm like, ulienda na kina nani? And I know those people. I'm like, look, if they are drinking, usiingie kwa hiyo gari. We chukua nini? Chukua cab, ukirudi
Yeah.
kampo.
Mama have a designated drive.
Do you know that is the last time I ever saw that woman alive? The same night I told her that, sawa, drunk driving, and she's the only one who passed away. Everybody else, fine, some got crippled and whatever, but she,
Imagine.
you get,
We even lost a certain socialite, Kaloleni.
you know,
I still mourn his death up to date.
these things are preventable from your decision-making process. They are very, very preventable. Okay? You can actually be in charge of this. We can discuss KICC all day, but until Ruto decides what the hell he's deciding, there's nothing we can do about it. Okay? But for your own life, you can be responsible and you can act accordingly.
Yeah.
And the accidents triple in this season.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's so
Because
crazy. I don't
of the
know how.
drunk driving. Because watu wako, it's December, I don't care. What do you mean you don't care? The fact that you don't care is the fact that I won't see you in the coming year.
Yeah.
The fact that nakuja kula mchele kweli.
And also this cops hata ni alco blow. You guys are talking about alco blow. They still take bribes.
Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
that.
And that's a
So it's
whole other
crazy.
big problem.
Mhm.
Because I was being told why if you're late for anything and you're coming to Rongai, panda nganya. So what
Yeah.
they do in the morning, they pay the traffic police for all the offenses they will make for the day.
For real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they bribe the cops.
Hata
Mapema ndio
wakipata
best.
karao different. Karao huyo karao hawezi waitisha. Anajua hao walipeana asubuhi.
So that's why utaiona nganya ikiwa imekaa kwa jam ina nivi imeenda kando.
I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Let's continue.
Okay. You get, and all these things accumulate to the high death rate that is experienced during festive periods. Okay, especially December. December we lose a lot of people. We lose a lot of people, and road safety should be observed. And your own safety, you should be responsible for you in a way that you make sure that you're able to pay school fees for your kids. You're able to go see your mother on New Year's. You're able to go hug your girlfriend after, having a good time. Don't make us have to come. Don't make us to identify city mortuary all because of stupid decision making.
Yeah.
First of all, if you have a motorbike, don't even ride that thing during December
Man,
period.
it's crazy. My brother owns one. I feel like calling him.
Dero.
Right now. Hey.
Achana na hiyo
I
kitu.
feel like calling
You
him.
know, in
right
Kenya,
now.
every time you go on top of Anduthi, your life expectancy goes down by 40%.
Man,
40%.
I feel like telling him.
No, as in literally.
Do you
Every
know
time
guys
unapanda
who ride
Ndudi-
motorbike to work? Can you
No,
stop
I'm just
us?
telling, we're just
No,
telling you
it's
that.
fun fact. Every time you're on Ndudiski, 40%, you're only 60% that tutatoka ukiwa alive.
You guys don't know how my motorbike brings me with Fujo in the morning.
And funny thing, he has a helmet, you don't.
You don't.
He doesn't.
You even just you want them to mess.
He doesn't have, but he brings me so fast. I'm like, what? Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
during this festive period, and I'll check your engine, check your brakes, go check your suspension.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure that your car is okay. make sure that your brakes are okay, you yourself are okay. Don't get behind that wheel, and the minute you get behind it, say, eka your safety
Let's
belt.
also call the ministry to tighten their
Huko nyuma
rules.
wanauliza na watu wa Molo Line.
Hao walishajikanga
Molo Line bado
wakiingia
iko.
Molo Line.
Yeah.
Hey, waona dead.
Ayo yo.
Watu wa Molo Line tunaangalia aje breaks.
Na
Hapana, Eldoret Express.
No, I'm not.
Hey, hiyo basi hakuna. Look, hata uniambie unanipeleka LD na Eldoret Express bure. Siwezi fanya.
I remember when we were in Campo, we had a driver called Moha.
Yeah.
So Moha alikuwa alikuwa youth man,
Youth man ba.
yeah, but he was Moha is Musi ni Moria. So Moha anachana. Okay? Lakini
Is he alive?
I don't know, but unaona Moha ukipanda mati ya Moha ni moja. But unajua unafika Tao from Njoro to Tao is like 30 minutes, but ukipanda mati ya Moha in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
In 12 minutes you are in Tao.
Yeah.
Anakupeleka
But
immediately.
Moha ako jaba all through. Unamwambia kwanza reduce volume ya unajua ni mad. It's like Egerton ni ushago.
Yeah.
So hizi nganya, si hakuna nganya but kuna ma Nissan, but the modern ones ziko na nimikaza nganya
Hewa.
speaker.
Mhm.
Unaambia Moha reduce, Moha kishaanza jaba. Hata reduce na speed. Anakwambia diwe ushuke. Unajua kama uko na haraka, shuka. So this type of people, if you meet this type of people in the car, what do? Because sometimes you're in a hurry.
A light.
Crazy.
Love yourself.
It's not all the risky in
love
your
yourself
life.
more than 12 minutes.
Moha alikuwa anakupeleka teke.
Yeah.
Umelipa
I don't know if he's
sahi no
alive,
drift
man.
mpaka LD ni za utatu. Ishuke.
For real.
No, but let me ask you this.
Yeah, lakini hata ule wa
You know,
Mombasa
that's why-
alienda mbio hata kati lala
That's
kwa
why
floor.
they have the lines that you can report to.
Do they work?
Okay, that's
They don't
the
work. These people even what I realized also, Kamlesh, they change their drivers. All right,
Okay.
they change their drivers. Unasikia, you call out. For example, this is what I noticed. Una
Hata
like the
unaweza
one
piga simu yetu hapo kwa
unajua
gari.
ama unasema you report, right? This driver is really instead of wao kumsuspend from work, wanamtoa hiyo route,
wanampeleka ingine.
wanapeleka route ingine, wanachukua huyu wanaleta huku, you know, it's
Yeah.
shuffling off, which is also a problem. And I do believe also these circles zinafaa ziangalie really deeply. We had somebody like Jamal, he was in charge of the circles, if I'm not wrong. You know Jamal, yeah, and
Everybody knows Jamal.
okay, so he
Rosa.
was,
Rosa tunajua Jamal.
so he was in charge of these circles. I think that is something we should also check in. These circles should also really, because I think they're also in charge of the safeties and
Yeah.
not even also the Ministry of Transport
Yeah.
also. Yeah. So these are people we are supposed also to look deeply into it and call out them.
They
So
should study metro.
Super
Metro.
Yeah.
And see how it works.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Super Metro
Super
never
Metro
does.
is
Super Metro
bad.
never does
Bad.
excess. And then there was another one, ya Kitambo, that used to do Doni. They were purple and
kuna ingine hapa Ronga inaitwa Nakoboy.
Naboka.
Hiyo ni ya kale.
Nairobi Bombers Karen.
Wala ya tunaboka.
Inaitwa Naboka.
Ina sound ya Mkisi.
We, Naboka is that one.
That one.
Ama Olekise.
Orokise. It will take you 10 hours.
Orokise.
Orokise. It will take you 10
Yeah,
hours.
by the way, if
to
you want to be safe kwa hii
I
barabara.
know, try Orokise.
Dera hizi overtake jam. You know, ikifika kwa jam anazimanga na do.
Ona ikifika MMU mnakwama.
Mnakwama
Alpandi
kwanza
ajibu
karibu
kupanda.
mtoke mpush.
Ajui kupanda mlima.
But anyway, that is
No
road
doubt,
safety.
Baro.
Yeah.
That is road safety.
Yeah.
So what are some of your closing remarks as we?
Before we get to closing remarks, we have people like Wallace in the building.
Okay.
I also see we have Dujuana Charese in the building, and Wallace is saying, okay, we have Money Circle Records is saying, watching from Trinidad.
Shout out to you.
And also we have Wallace is saying, Salga ain't bad. It's a Sachaguan.
Sachangwan.
Sachangwan is so bad.
Sachangwan is worse.
Nakuru.
But Salga is bad as well.
Yeah, it's also bad. Kwanza hizo makoni.
And then anasema not Sachangwanga, is Ngata to Nakuru town.
Ngata pia ni mbaya.
And then
Ile njaro
anasema
interchange.
the
Mm.
black spotter in Ngata
Mhm.
is the road being Amteremko.
That is what I was saying. We were doing so I definitely relate. Iko hivi.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
There are some roads that when you drive on, you actually become a better
Kuna
driver
ingine pia kuingia
automatically.
Kisii, sijui Nyamira.
Mhm.
Oh my god, iko tu hivi ishi hizo makona. I don't know if you guys have been to Kisii town.
Yeah.
That is also a dark spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. What are your closing remarks, man?
Personally, as we come to the end of the show, of course, choose yourself first. I don't know why this advice goes for everything. I always say, choosing yourself is knowing your safety. Your safety comes first. We've said it all. Of course, take care of yourself. Don't drink and drive. I always say this every day. Don't walk and drive. Apart from road safety, there is also personal safety. When you're drunk at night, kuna mayuta hapa nje wako na roho mbaya. They want to steal from you. They want to do bad stuff to you as a woman also. Some will rape you. So take care of yourself. Don't drink and drive. Don't walk and drive. Na ukipata mati imejaa, tafadhali
Don't walk and drive.
don't walk and drink.
Okay.
Don't
What,
drink
what,
and walk.
what will I do?
Ah?
Nifanye
So
nini?
uchukue cab. Why are you walking while you're drunk?
'Cause I can't afford the cab.
I mean, don't go and drink far. Drink at home.
Don't drink then.
Yeah,
Wow.
don't drink at home if you have to. And
Tumia hapa
also,
hewa.
something again I hate when it comes to matatus ni usimama. Unaona tu mati imejaa. Mbona unakuja kusimama?
Unakuja kujava hapo hivyo kwa basi.
I know, I
uangukiane
really
wapi.
hate that stuff. Personally, niko na phobia ya hii. Kitu niambia inaitwa aje? I don't know. Yesterday you were telling me about phobias. Gari kiendaga hivi.
The tilting.
Oh, na sweat, napiga nduru, like I'm that person. I really have that phobia. So I can imagine somebody who is standing, yeah, na feel aje gari kienda, and then somebody is like, amtaianguka. So avoid also that. Choose yourself first. That is what I gotta say. But thank you for tuning in. See you, Roshio. Much love.
Okay, people. Shmani has said it all. It matters. Your safety matters, especially during these festive seasons. I don't know why we tend to lose a lot of people during the festivities, but you guys, your mom doesn't want a dead son at the end of the year. You know, your mom doesn't want to mourn because you went outside drinking and you are not careful. Your mom doesn't want to lose a son because the son was outside and driving recklessly because they were drunk. Just be careful. Your safety matters. We really love you, so don't try to make us
We
cry.
want you to be here to listen to us next year.
Yeah.
So, Dimori.
Yeah, so stay safe. This is our last show before Christmas, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Merry Christmas to all our listeners and viewers. Enjoy time with your family. As in enjoy time. By enjoying time, I mean put your phone aside and have some quality time with your family.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah. Don't drink and drive, and much love.
Yeah. Stay safe. Check your brakes. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Till tomorrow, it's been an amazing show. It has been Tubonge on the Black of Fire Network, the media of the 21st century. Stay safe, man. That's all I can tell you. Like, I want you to be here.
Yeah.
I want you to live this lifestyle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're not careful, you won't live this lifestyle. We'll basically forget you that 2023. Actually, make it out of the year. Get into next year. Okay?
Maradona, jumuwa pata nikisonga, usipandishe mbembe boda boda,
Actually.
usilize kani